What is up, everybody? So we got the memorial stages early, which is what they did last year. At least they're better this time, because we're not fighting a fucking Sphinx. Still not exactly the best fights ever, but it's something. And right now, there's like a vote thing going on for what your favorite fight in Lostbelt is. So I'm assuming whatever wins that will get to be a memorial stage later. Because right now we only have memorial stages from 1.0. There's nothing from Lostbelt or Epic of Remnant. I think that'll be later. I couldn't vote though, because when I tried to vote, it was just like, they were like, server is busy, try again later. So I'll have to do it some other time. The UI is set up where it looks like you can vote for your favorite fight in each Lostbelt, but I don't think you actually can. I think you're only allowed to vote for one fight out of all the Lostbelts, which is really stupid. They should have absolutely just let everybody vote for their favorite fight in each Lostbelt and then just shown off, like, you know, like that'd be really cool on stream. You could reveal which fight was picked for each Lostbelt and then have those be all the memorial fights. That'd have been awesome. But, I'll probably go with Demeter, just because I want to fight Demeter again. My favorite fight in FGO is definitely Zeus, but I would like to fight Demeter again. But I don't know, it's I'll either vote for Zeus or Demeter, we'll see. If we could vote for one in each, which I don't think we can, but if we could, I would vote for Mammoth Ivan for Lostbelt 1, because that was quite good. I guess Surtur for Lostbelt 2. There's nothing that great in Lostbelt 2, but Surtur was decent. Lostbelt 3, I would vote for Lee's Students, because those shits. 4, I would probably just, I guess, either God Juno or the Tree with Hot Wheels. Probably the Tree with Hot Wheels, though. That was a really good fight. But I do think Arjuna was a more memorable fight, but anyway. And then for Atlantis, Poseidon, Core, I mean, there's no other good fight. And then for 5-2, it'd be Demeter or Zeus. And they don't let you vote for Lostbelt 6. But there wasn't a lot of good fights in there, so probably Morgan. Morgan was like the one good fight there. It was Morgan and Dog Juna. Alright, well, we're fighting ourselves here. Let's see how this goes. I'm hoping I can double up here, use just my second skill for stars. 60, 100. Yeah, we'll go with that, and then we'll do the Star Bomb again next turn. Like, we're favored to crit twice. We're like, we've rigged the dice roll here. Oh yeah, the Luvia fight. Yeah, that one was good. That would actually be a good pick. That's probably better than Poseidon Balls. At least for like replaying during the event. And we didn't land the 60%. And we had double Buster up and crit up. Fields. Oh, how come she gets to crit? She almost one-turned us there. Okay, well, the plan is now use the 50% and then we'll get low and then Guts next turn. Man, that sucked. Bunch of bullshit over here. I'll do 50, 70, 80. And then we can NP again next. Okay. Okay! Way to go, Mordred. Doing great with that. We lose. That's stupid. We would have won. Okay, she's crit. Okay. Yep. No. Just keep critting me. It's fine. Dude, we've missed out on so much damage on those turns. What the hell? Well, we're not dead yet. We'll get one more turn. Level 72 greater than 100. We'll see. It's not over yet. Our buffs are all gone, though. If this Buster card could crit, that would be great. Of course not! Okay, we win! Fuck you, game. We win anyway. Dude, there is no way that this was the average RNG of this fight. There is no way. Like, we failed. The only crits we landed the 100%, and I think 180. All right, and we missed the 60, the 70. And I think we missed like a 40 and a 60 too, as well, like that. Like, Jesus Christ. We barely won that. Well, we get to BM combo. We need more. There we go. That's better. That's why it went so badly. We didn't have the music. Couldn't crit with that 30% at the end? You know what I want to try? I want to try Ku. Because generally, like, 400k sabers are in his range to solo. So, Mordred does hit really hard, and her hit count is kind of low, so that makes it a bit harder, but I think he could do it. I think he could definitely do it if I use the Yang CE, but let's try without, because the Yang CE. Yeah, they finally brought back Goetia. He is a little different, though. So before, you got damage based on your bond from 0% up to 100, where now your bond doesn't do anything, but you always have 50% damage up. So if you had your bond 10 people are being nerfed, essentially, but your non-bond 10 people are being buffed. So honestly, for team play, it makes it easier. For solo, it makes it harder. Doesn't matter too much to cavalry people, because most of the good cavalry units could solo it with so much wiggle room that it wasn't that big of a deal. But it's like impossible now for most knight classes. I think maybe Orion could still do it, but that's about it. If Canis can solo it, I would think Ku could too. Alright, let's see. Could do the anti-saber one, could do flat damage. Definitely do this one. Castor Toria makes Goetia lame. I would never use Castor Toria there, because the whole point of the fight was the NP thing, and when anyone dealt with that, you didn't have Castor Toria, so that just makes it like a joke. Yeah, I could see Ash still doing it. I remember when we were messing around with Ash, the way his damage thresholds work, I could see that, because on the last turn, you would overkill by so much. That overkill kind of makes up for your less damage on the other turn, so that I can see. I've been saying forever that Hot Wheels could solo Goetia, and so many people didn't believe me. It's like I know what I'm talking about or something. I mean, I've been saying that for so long that Hot Wheels could solo it. And people are like, no, you can't do that. Jesus. Yeah, I've been saying that for so long, man. No, we didn't have the Yang CE last time. The Yang CE will make it easier for people that rely a lot on normal card damage. Like, if you're doing normal card damage and NP damage, it's better. If you're only relying on NP damage, though, I don't think it's really better than Black Grail. It might be, though, because even on the turns you NP, you're still doing 3 other cards every turn. And you're going to have some turns where you don't NP. So I don't know, maybe it is better. I'll try that later with some people. Yeah, Orion would want Yang CE, I feel. Although he might not need it. That's the thing. The way Orion works, he may not need it. And he might rather just have starting NP to get the ball rolling sooner. Or just have stars per turn or something like that. It just might not be necessary. That happens with Orion a lot, where like the damage aspect of the fight he's got so under control that you might as well use his CE for something else. I guess I'll just do this. I think Hot Wheels is one of the best knight solo classes. Like, it depends on context. There are times that he won't work because some fights just demand a certain level of survivability from you that he won't have. But he has some, so like a lot that doesn't happen too often. He also doesn't have any utility when it comes to like removing debuffs or debuff removal resistance or any stuff like that. You know, crit down. He doesn't have any of that stuff. So he's not perfect, and there are fights that screw him over massively. But he has at least some survival. He does have a solid vulnerability, and then he just has so much damage. It's crazy damage. So I think he's one of the best solo units. I think he's pretty much completely on par with Fujino, and sometimes he does better than her. Sometimes she does better than him, like, sure, but yeah, he's so good. Get some, different music here. There we go. Alrighty, George. But I expect when they have the anniversary stream, they'll probably reveal which fight was the most voted, and they'll probably put that in as a memorial fight, and I would think some other ones as well, I would hope so. Wait, I forgot to do one of Ku's Buster cards. Green, how could you say that? Buster units are clearly dead. Yeah, obviously. Yeah. And so never mind solo, even in team play, I think Hot Wheels is one of the better night classes out there. Because he also has a battery, so you can just get the ball rolling right away, or go for a double NP. And still that survivability is always useful, and his damage is easily applicable in a team setting. And you can use Qin Gong to activate his overcharge, right? Like, I would say easily Hot Wheels is better than a lot of 5 stars. And then if you grail everyone to 100, take everyone to NP5, and 2KPO everyone, obviously 5 stars still have the highest stats, but then 4 stars close the gap a little bit extra, because they get more grail levels, and 3 stars close the gap even more, and so on and so forth. Then I'd say he's definitely better than a lot of the 5 stars. I'll have to check, say, but I think they only let you vote for 1, but I haven't been able to vote yet because it kept saying, like, the server was busy. But I think when you pick, like, when you pick one in Lostbelt 2, it removes your one from Lostbelt 1, and so on and so forth. But I'm not sure. That's what it looked like anyway. Which is kind of sucks. And I have no idea why they would do it that way. I actually thought that if they did let us vote for 1 in each, I thought maybe next year we'd get story replay, because then, like, how would they top this, right? If everyone just picks the best fight, that means it's going to be, like, the best memorial fights, like, we've had, and, like, what's the point of doing a vote again next year, because the same ones are going to win. But if they only let you pick 1, then they could just do this every year. Alright, it's either this, or, like, Anti-Saber. But the 1000 ignores counter class, which is kind of nice, but it's flat. There's a couple Anti-Saber ones. I feel like the Anti-Saber ones might still be better. I think this is the best one. Alright, let's see how this does. Yeah, I might try Ku versus Goetia with Yang CE later. For some units, I think the Yang CE really is better than Black Grail, but I don't know about for Ku. The way Ku plays in that fight, you're focusing so much on your NP. I mean, you do get normal card crits and stuff. It's not like you don't do normal card damage, but I don't know. I feel like losing that 40% on your NP is not worth it, but I'm not sure. But Ku is cutting it pretty close, so him losing 50% of his damage, I feel like it's going to be too much for him, and I don't think he'll be able to do it, unless the Yang CE is actually better than Black Grail, because then you're making up for some of the value that you lost, so then maybe. But yeah, doing it with night classes is pretty fucked, so... Because even with the proper bond bonus, it was like Ku, Hot Wheels, Orion... I think that's it, right? And maybe Enkidu and Fujino, like, if they get really lucky and in the right circumstance. And to be fair, you know, a lot of the night classes have never been tested at their absolute maximum, so it's hard to say. But those are, like, the only 3 that I am, like, 100% sure can do Goetia as a night class. Like, that's crazy that there's that few. Normally, when you have solos, you know, out there, you know, you have way more than that, right? So, Goetia with the night class really is fucked up. I don't think Ibuki could do it. Her damage would be so low. And there's just no face tanking Goetia very long as a night class. Like, as a cavalry class, you can potentially tank him for a little while, but a night class will just evaporate so fast. The only reason Ku does as well as he does is because he just has so much hard survival that kind of ignores the boss damage. So I really doubt Ibuki could do it. She is good, like she really is good at soloing, so she would do better than some of the other stuff out there, but I feel like that fight is really bad for her because it doesn't let her do what she wants to do, which is live a long time. Let me look at her kit again though, maybe I'm forgetting something. Like normally Ibuki really is up there for night class soloing, but this just seems like Goetia just seems absolutely terrible for her. Because like her defense up just isn't gonna do anything. Like she'll still just evaporate. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm looking at her kit now. Like she's good, she really is good, but I don't see how she could possibly live long enough to do her like NP and stuff enough times. I don't know, maybe if you just got unbelievably lucky and Goetia just always quick attacked and like quick charged a lot, maybe, but even then that'd be tough. But I do think she would do better than a lot of the other nonsense out there for night classes. No, Burgess would get wrecked. Yeah, that's the exact kind of fight Burgess cannot deal with. Like, Burgess also is a very, very, very good night class solo unit, but again, she's very much about, you know, good soft survivability, and she's bad against NP spam, where Goetia is pretty quick with the NPs, and although, in a way, soft survival is rewarded only if you're a cavalry class, right? Soft survival just doesn't work if you're a night class. Like, he does way too much damage to you. That like defense up and healing and stuff is like kind of irrelevant. Like hard survival is what night classes need. Like cavalry classes absolutely can use soft survival and have it be good, but I mean I don't know. Maybe Otto can try it with Ibuki and tell us how it goes because he's got a really strong Ibuki. But why do I have a 45 George? Fucking Mordred, please, Buster. Like just go hard on the busters here. Like if you could triple Buster, that would be great. By the way, she can do like an animation with Triple Buster that you could never see as a player. She'll do the kick and then the BM combo. Okay, could you crit? No, Mordred, what are you doing? Buster, there you go. It's not enough. Okay, now we're cheating. Well, the good news is, although we're cheating, this is a really crappy turn. So we're not really getting that much out of it. And in some ways it's hurting us because the boss is just getting an extra tick of NP, but that doesn't really matter with Ku, to be honest. So that we did benefit from that, but not too much. If we had gotten like a super good hand there, we would have like ultra benefited from that. Yeah, I'll get my NP no matter what, so I guess I quick chain. Yeah, I don't really like that Goetia fucks up night classes because it's kind of like the ultimate fight where you want to use your favorites, and if your favorites are night classes, you don't get to have as much fun. However, in a you're supposed to fight him in a team, and like for example, let's say Ku's your favorite, like he is for me. You can beat Goetia by doing like Benkei, Esports Benkei, or Matahari to do the skill steal thing, right? And then you just do like a Asterios Hans like normal, and Ku could be your damage, and that would work. Like that would I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure that would work. So it's like you can beat him with night classes, but it's not going to be as fancy. You're not going to do like, you know, all this big damage that the like the cavalry classes can do, because you're doing less damage and you're taking more, right? So it's a pretty big negative. But yeah, I wish they had just made Goetia neutral against everything, or everyone counterclass him or whatever. I would have made him neutral against everything, and then have his, you know, health and damage be balanced around that. That's what I would have done. Probably could have cast that last turn, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, we'll mess around with Goetia in a minute. I just want to see how Ku does here. I kind of want to try that setup I just said. I kind of want to see if that actually works. I think it would. Because Asterios is a berserker and he's able to protect himself, so I don't see how that'd be... Like, there's no reason to use Ku as your DPS in that kind of setup. There's absolutely none, because your damage is going to be so much lower than if you just used Ushi, right? That's what I always use for like my free-to-play accounts and stuff, is just Asterios Hans Ushi. And even if Ushi is level 70, she gets double fucking damage because she's a cavalry class, right? That's going to be way better than a Ku who's just going to do neutral. That's funny that it's playing this song, because the other one was like preset. This is just on random, so that's just a coincidence right there. Gotta do that. We had a lot of options this turn. Oh yeah, Ku gets the double crit, but when we play Mordred, I'll have all those stars. We can't do that. I hope they add story replay. I think there's a chance they'll add it this year. Not a very good one, but I think there's a decent chance they'll add it next year. We shouldn't have to wait that long, but... I'm doing the vote thing. Is just kind of interesting. So I've got 3 turns on that, so I should PFA. When your favorite units have to fight each other. That was funny when I had to have Ku fight Gil, because those are like my top favorite characters. I wish they had given some of these fights here like a health bar. Like just make it a little spicy, right? Give it like, you know, 200, 300k health bar, then a 400k health bar. Maybe very minor gimmick. That would have made these like filler fights, I think, a lot more fun to mess about with. He was doing pretty good so far. We haven't gotten our 50% attack up yet. That'll be coming up in a moment. If I don't get 1 turns here, we're looking like godly. We got a defense up. Okay, yeah, we're looking super good now. By the way, Ku's kind of a good unit. So I could heal and potentially not have guts go up now, but it's the last turn of it, so there's really no reason to do that. And being low in health means more attack up later. You fight Drake again and she has more health, but she's a servant, so... Hansen doesn't get his niche. What are your favorite BM combos? I have no idea. I like Mordred's just because I wish that was her normal buster, honestly. There's so many of them, I'm not sure. There's some pretty cool ones that I have, like, darn units that I don't really like necessarily, but their choreography is really good. I forget those a lot. Like, there's plenty of servants out there that have good animations, but I kind of forget about them just because I don't use them very often. And there's also some units that have, like, triple buster that don't have a BM because they go through all of their animations anyway. Oh yeah, Ivan's got the disco ball. I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know. I have to... at some point, I swear... Like, I should take a day or 2 off streaming, because it'd take a long time to do this, but I should, like, go through and record a lot of the BM combos and make, like, a compilation or something. That'd be something nice to, like, remember the game by way down the line, and then you could compare them and be like, okay, what is my favorite? But yeah, I don't know, there's too many, so I'm not really sure what my favorite is. And some of them I've certainly forgotten. I'll say this, it's not Ku's. Although Ku's is funny to do just because most people see it and are like, wait, what was that? But it's not really that good, right? It's nothing special. Alright, well, we've got like 40% damage up here. Let's see how we do. I gotta say, no buffs, don't even have buffs from a Mystic Code. 54k! On our counter class. That's quite good. Shame we didn't have defense down from the previous bowls. We could have done a little bit more than that. How do we do on alignment? Let me see. Ku should be Earth because he's not real. And then... No, he's Sky because Divinity. And then Mordred is Earth because she's not real. Let me see here. Yeah, even if you're not real, they normally are Sky. Yeah, Ku is Sky. So he does bonus damage to Mordred. He does 1.1 because she's Earth. I'm assuming she's Earth. If she's not, that'd be so fucked up. Let me check. Yeah, she's Earth. So yeah, Ku is doing like slight bonus damage. That was actually really good then on that turn where she was attacking me because she was doing slightly less damage and I also had the defense up. So those two things combined were a nice little chunk of damage. Give a little bit of a buffer on not dying on that turn. Okay. I guess we just go for damage here. Wow, are we just gonna win right now? Jeez. Nope, no we're not. Okay. Just gotta make me look like a jackass game, thanks. Here, we'll do a BM combo. 15k when you don't have first card buster bonus. Not bad. Oh, that's fun. Wonder if Enkidu could do that. If he's super upgraded, I'm sure, but at 90, he might still be able to do it. Alright, let's see. So there's Drake. She's got like 400k, but again, she's a servant, so you don't get Sanson's bonus damage. So not a lot of fun to be had there. We got 2 demon pillars for some fucking reason. They have more health than they did when you fought them originally, so that's kind of cool. This stage is just like how it was. Just where you fight a bunch of the Tiamat kids, and then we also have Goetia. Alright, well, let's do something against Goetia. What do y'all want to see against Goetia? We could try some of the few night classes that we think have a chance. We also could just try random stuff. Orion, I don't know. I don't know if we have we need Lost. Oki, no, we're not. I know she can do it. You know, I find that so funny though, by the way. We're talking about how there's only like a handful of night classes that can do it, which is true. Only a few night classes can solo Goetia, right? And then Oki just comes in here with like her switch and, you know, whatnot, and she can just solo it, you know, casually. Oh, it takes like 8 years. Percival doesn't have a chance, like no way. If Otto's here, I guess we could try Ibuki, but I don't see how she could possibly do this. Hans can solo this. Hans can solo this. Kairo's done it. And I've almost done it. I know how to do it. I messed it up when I tried it, but I know how to do it now. But yeah, Hans can solo it. Which normally wouldn't be very impressive because he's a cavalry class, but he's also a 2-star and not a DPS, so... Almost full HP, oh my god. Yeah, I can't even see the missing HP. Oh, wow, only on turn 18, too. That's actually pretty impressive. Rex, is that from this event? Because it'd be faster if it was from the actual story, because then you get the extra 50% damage. But wow, that's from this event. That's crazy. I'm surprised she does it that quickly. That's actually pretty impressive, because if it was the actual story, like the real fight, it'd probably be like turn 14 or something, right? That's not bad at all. Does Goetia have the large trait? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he only has king and that's it. He doesn't even have male or female or even demon. He doesn't even have demon. Like, what the fuck? I feel like they really should update his traits because I feel like they're kind of just wrong. Gumbenlina has never heard such bullshit before, I know, right? I think Cersei could do it. I kind of want to do a team real quick just because I want to test what I just said about, you know, you can kind of use whatever DPS you want with like just a normal setup. Oh man, do we use Kairos? It's kind of cheating, but like, do we use Kairos Hans? I mean, it's not really cheating. I mean, Hans doesn't really matter with this kind of setup anyway. So yeah, kind of, what is this CE though? Because it might actually not be good. You want starting NP. Fuck, yeah, that's guts. Hold on, let me send him a message if he's around. Because honestly, you really want starting NP. For, like, if we're doing a stereos. Like, that would actually be worse than if I used mine, which we don't want. Okay, well, I sent Cairo a message, so while we wait, I'll set up, like, a pretty free-to-play setup here. We're gonna esports spin K. Let's see here. So we got, there's our esports spin K. Let's see, how do we want to do this? I guess you would put Hans there. I don't know, maybe you do that. I feel like you could get away with this without too much trouble. I don't see why this wouldn't work. I really don't see why this wouldn't work. And I think this would even work if Ku was 70, it would just take longer. Now, I think this is absolutely inferior to just doing Ushi or something, right? Like, there's no reason to do this. But if your favorite character was a night class, I think you could still make them work here pretty easily. If somebody died early, it would probably be Ku. So you would want another DPS. But that we'd kind of fail if we fucked that up. If he gets this far back in the team, then we've kind of already, like, even if we would win, it's kind of a loss in my book anyway. So if this team fails, you'd be in the first couple of turns. Once it stabilizes, there's just no reason why this wouldn't work. Alright, let's see if Cairo is paying attention to his Discord. Because Hans is not like the linchpin in this setup for like, if someone dies, it's not Hans, right? That's why him being Grail doesn't matter. Like you could just use a 65 one and put starting NP. I think Cairo's not paying attention to Discord, so we might have to use ours. That's kind of disappointing. It'd have been really fun to use Cairo's just because an all-star team there, but yeah, I don't think Cairo's paying attention right now. Well, I have to summon something. I guess we could just summon his Hans anyway and slap it in the back. But yeah, unfortunately, starting NP is just way more important. Now earlier I did this literally one try just for funsies, and I used Asterios with this CE, but if you're using Ku, I don't know if you actually want to do that. Because this is just funny because you get so much NP from Goetia. However, if you get bad luck on the first turn, you won't necessarily have Asterios' NP. Like in the long run, it's more NPs, but it's potentially slower for your first NP, so I'm not sure I actually want to do that. I could also do this, because then you could use Hans' third skill. I guess that's fine. Now, if I did that, you actually could use Grail's Hans, because you're not going to NP with Hans on the turn 1. You would probably NP with them on turn 2. Okay, we can still make this work. It's still not ideal. You'd rather have, like, I'd rather have Jeweled Sword, for God's sake, so you just get repeat NPs better. But, we can make this work. Alright, let's see what happens here. Do tried and true. I guess Atlas. It's either Atlas or default. We'll try Atlas. People act like double buster crits are a problem with Goetia, but they're really not. Like, if you got this setup going, it doesn't matter. It's only bad, like, on turn, like, 2. Or turn, you know, like, at the very beginning it can matter. But other than that, it just doesn't fucking matter. Okay, so the mistake everybody makes with this kind of setup is they don't front load their survivability, which you just like turn 1, you invulnerability. If this is Ushi, you evade, right? You stack up like that. I'm pretty sure though the right play is to give Asterios starting NP, but we'll see. I think we do this. I guess we might as well cast this then. Look at all this damage. Actually, the worst thing that can happen is Ben-K living. That is absolutely the worst thing that could happen for this setup. Because then, after turn 1, you're probably going to NP, right? And then Ben-K's not dying. And then now you're just sitting around with Ben-K the whole fight. That's just awful. That's like the worst thing ever. I mean, you could probably still win seriously, if you had like a max level Ben-K, you could probably win with Ben-K, Asterios, Hans, and no one would ever die. You could actually, I'm quite sure you could do that because Ben-K's NP can stun him and all that. The problem is, who's your DPS, right? Like, you're going to be there for a very long time. Let's see. I guess I go ahead and defense up on Asterios. I guess we overcharge on. So, not doing Ku's art card because even if Ku was a cavalry class, you just don't, with this kind of setup, you don't care about your DPS. Like, they just get their NP when they get their NP. You don't like optimize it. No DPS, no problem. Yeah, except for your sanity. But yeah, 65 Benkei, 60 Asterios, 65 Hans. That could do the fight. I'm sure you just cry by the end of it. Okay, let's see. We got like no NP gain there. This is a good turn then to remove the defense downs. Because as the fight progresses, that ends up not really being a problem, but early on it can be a problem. Wow, that's a bad turn for us though, and it's not really Goetia not giving us NP, it's our deck isn't giving us NP either, so that's pretty rough. Probably should have cast Guts on Ku to be safe there, but oh, Goetia. I don't think that's ever happened before. That's about the best early game he can have. Double Buster into me not getting hard cards into him quick charging into his NP. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see if he can handle it. No, I don't think he can handle that. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. That was pretty shit. Except we're still alive. How about that? Nice try, Goetia. You gotta do it again, champ. Not good enough. Let's see. It's because of Asterios' defense up. That was a big part of that. This sucks though. Like our the hands have been really bad. That was definitely Goetia's chance there. Because we're kind of on the ropes though, if he quick charges a lot right now, he could still potentially win. Hey look, he's quick charging. Let's see. So, I don't know, like, we're able to weather this pretty well because we still have this, and we can at least Hans NP, so I don't know, Goetia still might be fucked. He's trying though, he's spamming Buster and he's spamming Quick Charge. Everyone says Buster is the bad thing, but Buster doesn't matter. You don't give a fuck if he Busters, it's Quick Charging that's bad because you get no NP from that and then his NP comes up and it might be on an awkward turn. So no art bonus for Asterios, but bigger heal. So very important that Hans lands the defense buff here because we're kind of on our back leg, right? Like as the fight progresses, it's not a big deal, but because we don't have a lot of attack downs, you really want that defense buff on Asterios right now. Especially because it's overcharged. Okay, you got it. It's a little rough right now, we'll see. So I just thought of this. Another reason Ushi is better than Ku, and this has nothing to do with Cavalry class, Knight class. It's just her skills. She has NP gain up for the team, and that's actually really handy for this. Because it makes those early turns just a little bit easier, and if something's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong in the early turns. I guess we give it to Asterios. Could have given it to Hans and then done the art card bonus for Hans, so then Hans would get his NP next turn even if Goetia didn't attack at all, and that might have actually been better. Because a Hans NP next turn is better than nothing. Yeah, the bond bonus here is just a flat 50. Does not matter what your bond is. So I tell you, Goetia is really out for blood right now. He's insulted by us trying to use a Knight class apparently, because there's a lot of quick charging going on right now. Still not doing damage to us though. The issue is just the hit count. It's only a 1 hit count, so. And the quick charge itself doesn't attack, so. Okay, let's see. Who does not need his PFA right now, so we just skip on that. I think we overcharge Hans again. We do the one Asterios card. I guess we do Hans's art card because he can do his quick charge next turn. I feel like if we beat this, though, it proves what I'm saying, right? Like, the DPS can be pretty stupid, and it's not gonna matter too much. Because, like, Ushi is absolutely better, because she has hard survival, she's counterclassing, she does, you know, more damage, especially if she had Black Grail, and the MP gain helps the team. Where Ku is not benefiting the team in any way. His class is wrong, so he's not, like, bringing a bunch of damage to the team or anything. And, he has no utility for the team whatsoever. Pretty sure we can't lose now, though. Like, once you get the ball rolling, there's just too many debuffs on Goetia. There's nothing you can really do at this point. Like, even if you triple busters, right, it just doesn't matter anymore. I guess I do this just to try to get an Asterios crit for NP gain. He doesn't really need it, though. It's almost like Asterios is really good in this fight, right? It's like, it kind of works. We can try Canis here just to see, because I really want to try Canis though when it's the normal Goetia fight, so we can compare her to the other stuff. Hey Otto, what's up? People wanted to see Ibuki here, Otto, but I don't think she has a chance because she has soft survival, and this is so counter to soft survival for night classes. But we might, if you want to put that up, we might try it just because. Yeah, in solo, people were saying, I'm sure she would work in team. Like, oh fuck, how did Asterios die there? I wasn't paying attention. What the fuck? Well, I'm sure we still win, but I feel like this is a failure now. Even with triple buster, I don't see how we died there. I guess I didn't NP that turn or something. Man, we're clearly gonna win though, just because of Ushi. But I feel like this is a failure now because you can't let the fluffy boy die. I mean, that's just not right. Let's see, last turn of Guts. I think I don't use PFA yet then. Might as well Star Bomb now. Man, that sucks. Fluffy boy's time to shine and we somehow got him killed. Goetia, you have... Goetia! What is... He's so good today! He's so good today! What the fuck? He is so big braining today. What is bullshit? I should have done Ushi's evade, because she would win next turn no matter what, so you don't need to save the evade. And she didn't have any defense ups. We still had the attack downs. Asterios from the grave, by the way. Jesus Christ, though. Man, now Ushi's got quick down, so she's not gonna do as much. Well, you know, Goetia did about as good as he could, but I think we still got it. We only did 75k. That must be 100. That must be 100% quick down. That's the only way we would do that little damage. That must be 100% quick down. Goetia, I swear to God, you just are so obsessed with quick charging right now. I am so pissed that Asterios died, dude. That's fucked up. I feel like if Hans had a proper CE, because his CE is completely useless here. It's like damage, cut, and guts. Like, who fucking cares about that at all? I wonder why. Cairo must have put that up for a very specific reason. I'm sure it has nothing to do with this. Or maybe he was soloing this. I don't even. But anyway, you know, it's totally useless what we're doing. If Hans had had a normal CE, he would have NP'd a little bit more, and that probably would have saved us. I'm not blaming Hans, I'm blaming Cairo. There's a difference. Goetia, I swear to God, I don't think I've ever seen him quick charge and like buster crit this much. Okay, he's fucking dead now. What the fuck was that, dude? I mean, it still worked. It still worked. And we had like a, you know, off-meta CE on Asterios and a Hans, especially Hans. So, it still fucking worked. That absolutely would have been better with Ushi in the front, though. The extra NP gain would have just been a little bit, you know, more consistency with our NPs, and yeah, she'll do more damage than Q. But yeah, Goetia did about as good as he could have done there. That was pretty fucked up. Alright, Zal wants to try his Canis here, so why not? I'm hoping you've got, like, Yang CE, because, yeah, she's gonna need every bit of oomph. Yeah, there we go. I don't think this will work. I think might be able to do this if it was normal Goetia, but with the extra, you know, the less damage, I don't know. I guess we try Atlas. Oh, there's no way she's one of the units that can do it in the front row. It's a shame that she's not a unit like Ashe, because Ashe can benefit from that if you want to get his health flow to get the Mega Bomb NPs, right? But there's no benefit for her doing it that way. I forgot. How did we do this when we wanted to use night classes? I kind of forget what the setup was. Okay, let's make a third team for it. New characters equal ammo. That's definitely... That was a Chin Gong moment, I'm quite sure. What did they do to this fight? You get 50% damage no matter what your bond is, and you don't get 100% damage if you're up bond 10. So basically bond 10 people have been nerfed by 50%. Yeah, we could do Medusa. That's a bit of extra help, right? I don't think it will really matter, though, because Canis won't get her NP for a while. But I don't mind giving night classes just a little bit of help, because it kind of just it doesn't really help them, right? It doesn't even come close to making up for how disadvantaged they are. It just removes some of the RNG at the start if you get the one turn off the shield, so I don't mind doing that. I've got an esports Medusa, I think. Wait, I don't have to use an esports one, though. She'll get one shot, won't she? Wait, do I not have an esports Medusa? I thought I did, but I'm not sure I do. I should. It's really useful. But it doesn't look like I have one. Huh. I thought I did. Well, I guess we gotta use the leveled up one, but she should get one shot anyway. Because Goetia does the NP up and all that. We'll bring the old Phantom of the Opera. Chat, do you think we'll get any animation updates on the anniversary? I think it's possible, but it's hard to say. It's like, they're not really consistent with what they give on anniversary. Like, sometimes it's new units, sometimes it's costumes, right? So I think it's on the table, right? I think it's just like they gave us costumes last year. Instead of getting the costumes, they might do animation updates. It could totally happen. But it could also just be costumes again, or it could be some other thing. Like, there's no telling what it's going to be. But they're going to do quality of life updates, so I think it's possible. But I'm not sure I would bet on it, just because there's so many random things that they could do, right? And if anything, I feel like they'd be more... If they were going to do animation updates, I think it'd be more likely they would do it for gold units. But who knows? I don't think you really need Shinji for this. But, what level is he? There he is. Kind of cheating a bit here, but she's going to need the help. Like, she's so disadvantaged. And, like, this is not even going to come close to making up for all the other problems. Surely I have another 2030. I would think I've gotten, like, spooked by one, and it should be, like, level 1 or something. I got some inventory management I need to do, by the way. Dude, so Samson is legitimately okay at the Morgan fight. He's not exactly amazing, but he is legitimate. That wasn't like, most of the reason I used him was just because I like Samson, and I saw that he was better than normal there, and I was like, okay, it's a good time for a video. But, like, 100 Face was better than him. That's 100 Face at level 70 was still better than him. But he's not that bad in that fight. Like, he's okay. But once you get really good at that fight, the DPS doesn't really matter. Wait, do I not have a... sure, hold on. Let me pay it. I'm, like, distracted. I must have another 2030. There's no way I only have one 2030. Like, that doesn't even make sense. Let me see here. It's probably just leveled up some. It might even be level 20. Yep, there it is. It's level 20. Yeah, that kind of makes sense that I would level it. Okay. Now, we might have to use Anniversary for her, just because I don't know if she can live long enough to use Atlas, but I'm going to try Atlas, because Atlas gives you the potential to go the longest. So we'll try that, but I have a feeling it's going to fail miserably, but we'll see. Sanson is that bad, it's just every once in a while there's a miracle stage that he's okay in. The reason why he works there, though, this is so insulting, by the way, but this is the truth. The reason he's kind of good there is because the DPS does not matter in the setup that I used in the video. They just don't. And then because of that, if the DPS happens to have some degree of support, then they just make it more consistent, right? They take out some of the RNG if, like, Morgan does more damage than you're hoping for or whatever, right? So the fact that Sanson at least has one skill that's support for the team, then it's like, hey, because the DPS doesn't matter, you don't really care how good the DPS is. You know, if they just have a support skill, then sure, why not? I think Burgess will get absolutely destroyed here because Burgess is all about soft survival, and because Goetia does double damage to night classes, soft survival just doesn't work for them. If Burgess was a Rider, she would do great here, right? She could probably do this as a Rider. But as a night class, there's no way. Well, we could stall even longer. No, wait, I think he's immune to charm, so we couldn't stall longer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Goetia is immune to charm. I might be wrong about that, but I kind of want to try it just to. I kind of want to science it here. Yeah, no effect, okay. I figured as much. Petrify OP. I think it's always a good time to start a JP account. Anytime you're like, hey, I want to get into FGO, dude, I literally made an account to demonstrate that. I have a whole series of videos on my second YouTube channel of me just randomly starting a new account, not a starter account, nothing, just a totally vanilla account, and just playing through the game and, you know, missing out on all the, you know, rewards from the past and everything, and it was totally fine. And I had, not only was it totally fine, but I had, you know, I was able to handicap myself, right? I went through the whole game, never summoning Castoria, Merlin, Waver, any of that, right? And it was no problem, right? And look, in no time that there's, I have a Star Bomb CE on that account, right? I've got starting MP on that account already, right? They give out, every year FGO gives out the fundamental stuff that you need to get, so even if you miss the old stuff, it never matters. So if you like the game, you want to, you know, play JP, you can get into it anytime. Wow, we made 51 stars. It doesn't matter, though. It does not matter, because he's got the crit thing. So crits don't do bonus damage right now, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, the worst thing about playing JP now is you miss out on a imaginary element. No kidding on that. Chat, do I have to make another newbie account down the road? Because I got hurt for my tutorial summon. Do we have to do it again and just reset until we don't get hurt? And then now we don't have imaginary element. Actually, we probably should do that, because it actually, no hurt does legitimately make it harder. And then losing imaginary element is legitimately going to make it harder for new accounts. It absolutely will. So we should probably do that. Like, why not? I always enjoy playing through the game again, right? It's fun to just, you know, mess about like that. And especially when there's dead weeks, you know, why not? So here's what we'll do. We'll go with literally, we either pick something that we want that's like Steno or, you know, bullshit like that. We either pick something and we reset until we get that, or we just reset until we don't get Herc, right? And we just go with whatever the first thing we get is. But if chat's like, oh, hey, let's see how you do with Sinnoh, or how you do with, what are the other options, like Suzuka or whatever, we can do that if we want. I'm blackballing Liz. I'm not We're not doing Liz. If I get Liz, I'll just burn her. And it's like, hey guys, the account started with a rare prism. How did that happen? Oh man, guys, we're closer to getting Anniversary Blonde. Like, cause I don't need a 4-star. I can get through the game without a 4-star. We're not using none of that Liz stuff. Lancer died, feels bad. You could make Dion work though. The problem with Dion is just you have George, right? Okay, so do I use our second skill even though we can't crit just for the attack down? I think we do, because we also get the Star Bomb. So although we are wasting a lot of damage right now, I think we go gain because we don't know what Goetia is going to do. We don't know he's going to give us NP. So we have triple attack down and a large damage cut. Is that enough to not die? Not a good start. That's a good start for Ku. Ku is like one of the only units that likes it when Goetia quick charges, because Ku doesn't care if it's an NP or a Buster attack, right? He's got PFA either way, right? So he's happy if the ball is quick charges. Her blood is on chat's hands. Yeah, I do not think she's got this at all. Like, I think she's a great solo unit, but this style of fight is so bad for her. It's bad for all Knight classes, and I think it's super bad for her. The reason why like Orion, Ashe, and Ku can do it is because they're broken, right? Their total value is absurd, especially Hot Wheels. I really think Hot Wheels is the best Knight class for this stage, unless I'm forgetting somebody. And I think Orion is really close. I think Orion is really, really close. But off the top of my head, I do think Hot Wheels is the best unit for this stage. For Knight classes, obviously not for all classes. Do I remove the double attack down? It was pretty unlucky that we got that. That's actually going to really hurt her. Ku has just got consistent buff removal for those turns where you've got a lot of debuffs, where Canis does not have that at all. Yeah, we have 39 stars. We've only got one damage cut left, and the attack downs are gone. So what we need is to this is the turn that's going to dictate if we have a good showing or not. I don't think she can win either way, but if Guts does not go off this turn, we'll have a pretty good showing, I think. If Guts goes off this turn, we're fucked. And we're fucked either way, to be honest, but okay, we've got burn, so I can do this way. Avengers do neutral damage, but they take half damage. So they're way better off than Knight classes, because Knight classes do neutral damage and take double. So there's a massive like tankiness difference there. Cavalry classes are ultimately the best off though, because they actually do double damage, and that's just so good with the way this fight is. Like, the faster you can go, the better. Fuck, well, there's no justice in this world. I mean, her damage is impressive, all things considered, but there's just not enough survivability for her. She'll probably need to do Anniversary Blonde then. I tell you though, if she got lucky and was able to cast her Guts again, she could get pretty far in this, and I actually think if it was the normal Goetia fight and she got very lucky, she might be able to do this. It'd be so close though, like, you're really gonna be pushing it at the end. But if it was the normal Goetia fight, she might just barely be able to do that. I'm pretty sure you can summon a Friend Smash. You can't use yours. I think you can summon a Friend Smash. You can't, huh? Well, this is our last turn, unless he just like triple quick charges. Actually, if he double quick charges and quick attacks, we might live, because we have the attack down again. Pretty good showing, all things considered. Oh! Nope, we're dead. We are so dead. Oh, quick charge? Fuck. I was right though, if he quick charged in double, or if he quick charged and quicked, she would have lived, and then she could have done Guts again. And then she could have gone one more. Yeah, actually, she might be able to do this. if it's normal Goetia, which I am shocked by that. I did not think she'd be able to do that. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It would be close, and you'd have to get lucky. You'd have to be able to cast your guts twice. You'd have to land your crits, and you'll still really be pushing it. But yeah, I think she might be able to do it. Alright, we'll do a Buki now. This is just mean. If there was ever a unit that got screwed over in this fight, it is definitely a Buki. Like, oh man, I got a defense up, right? Like, if you're cavalry class, great, but as a knight class, it just doesn't matter. Oh, she's all slot. Okay, I'm totally... normally, you know, Yang CE is like bullshit, but Goetia is so bullshit to knight classes, I'm totally okay with them using Yang CE. I need to try Ku with it, because I didn't have it back when I did the video. That'd be his only chance to be able to do it now, with the lower damage threshold that we got. I tell you, look at that 15, 16k though. Yeah, I know NA is getting the event. No, I don't mind that event. It's not even that grindy of an event. If I was going to do a list of my least favorite events, there's no world where the Las Vegas one was even on my radar. Like, Summer 3 is way worse. Like, Summer 3 is so much worse. And then, like, Go West. Good lord, Go West is, like, the worst thing ever. And some events are just boring. Oh my god. Some of the events that they've made in the past aren't necessarily grindy. They're just boring as fuck. Like, honestly, I really did not like the idol event. It wasn't grindy, really, but it was so dull. The only thing I liked about the idol event was just, I mean, you know, it's nice to get costumes for the player base. None of them were really anything I cared about too much, but, you know, little Ushis, I guess. But I mostly just liked the challenge quest. The challenge quest was quite fun. I actually enjoyed that a lot. But the event overall was pretty shit. So, speaking of grinds and shit and fun, and we got these memorial stages here. Do you all think it would be better if when they wanted to do events like Nerofest, they just did events like Nerofest for like the boss fights kind of separate, and the boss fights dropped a bunch of loot the first time you cleared it, and so you just got like the event loot from that, and it was separated from the lottery? And when I say that is because a lot of people, you know, when the lottery comes, they're like lottery, 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 and they don't want it. That's not the time that they want to do challenge quests, right? Like, it's kind of weird that when you put out the event that is like the most efficient time to farm ever, is also the time where you give people the most like time sink you could put into not farming. Those seems kind of at odds to me, right? It makes more sense to me to kind of put out a bunch of challenge quests like they do for Guildfest or Nerofest, and just be like, oh hey, when you beat these challenge quests, you get a bunch of loot the first time you clear it, and that's the majority of the event rewards, right? And maybe there's some dailies you can do that, but they're not that important. And so you just kind of focus on the challenge quests, and you don't feel like you're not pressured. You know, you can just do it at your pace. And then when you do lottery events, it's more like Christmas, where it's like, that's the main thing to do. Now, for someone like me, that's kind of boring, because even during lottery events, I don't want to just sit there farming nonstop. But those things, I think, really are at odds with each other. Because I know some people that like challenge quests, but like, but I need to farm, though. Or just add the challenge quest to a main interlude? I mean, there is that. That would work, too. So how to fuck this team up is cast Protection from the Wind on Curse Arm, and it's all fucked up. So I'm not doing this for damage, I'm doing this for more stars, but I probably shouldn't have because it actually is a decent amount of damage. Yeah, okay. Calm down, Medusa. God damn, yeah, I forgot she's not level 1, and she's actually like doing things. At least I didn't cast her attack up or anything. At least, like, with the Kiara fight, they let that be replayable forever. So if they ever do another main interlude again, you know, whatever the final boss is, they might keep as replayable. I guess we'll see, though. It wouldn't shock me if I super maxed out Medusa could solo this, even though she is AoE. The thing that would hurt her is just the fact that she doesn't have a hard survival skill. If she had like an evade or something, then I'm quite sure she could do it. Okay. Let me think. Let me look at Ibuki's kit again. I want to make sure I'm not going to mess anything up. Okay. Do I cast her first skill? I think we do. That way I can BBB. So, he doesn't... I think all these stars is irrelevant because he doesn't take bonus crit damage here. Wait a minute. Fuck. I don't... Maybe we don't do our first skill then because her attack up is only 3 times. So I actually don't think we do that. And then her crit damage is for 3 turns. I kind of want to do it now just for the NP seal. Oh man, this sucks for her. This fight fucking sucks for her. She doesn't want to cast... She basically has to cast her skills, but she doesn't want to cast any of them. Like, if I cast my second skill, we make 20 stars. This is a terrible turn to cast... to make 20 stars. But if I don't cast her second skill, she has no chance of, like, living. Man, that sucks. That is awful. That is so bad for her. If Goetia didn't have the crit resistance, she could just go so ham on this turn that it'd actually be insanely good. But there's really no way for her to get value that way. Unless you stalled an extra turn, but that's kind of cheating, I feel like. We're already helping them enough, I think. Okay, now her first skill is pointless for the battery. God, if we could just cast our second skill now and make the stars now, that would help a lot. Are we just dead here? Like, do I have to cast Invulnerability, or do we just try to, like, get lucky and hope we don't die this turn? I think we have to try to get lucky. It's just so bad if I Invulnerability already. I hate casting this, but this is just awful for her. She's a totally good unit, but this is just awful. Actually, I bet you Kama can do this even without Charm. Like, there's so many basic bitch... I mean, fucking 100 Face can solo this. As long as you play right, maybe get a little lucky, I think Kama can do this just fine. I mean, fucking Sanson can solo this, for Christ's sakes. Although I will say, Sanson soloing this does require a bit of RNG, but still, it's Sanson. All the people that have max Ashes aren't in my stream right now, so I can't really try Ash stuff. But we already confirmed that, like, we did this, like, years ago, and we saw that Ash could do it. It was just, you have to be maxed out, and you have to get a little lucky, but... Like, there is no way Ash has a 100% win rate here. It does not matter what craft essence you use, and all that, like, there's no way he has a 100% win rate, but I'm sure you can get him to a decent win rate, though. Like, a totally decent one. But there's... Like, there are definitely cavalry classes that have a 100% win rate, or maybe 99% win rate, or whatever. But just due to the way the fight is for cavalry classes, and if he quick charges a lot and things like that, there's just a lot of things that can screw them over, that if you're a cavalry class, you can weather a lot better. So Ibuki got absolutely destroyed. That was a terrible showing for her, but this is such a bad fight for her. So I want to check real quick, but I'm like positive. People are always saying Drake and Orleans gives you all of Sanson's bonuses, but I don't think they do. And I know this one she shows up as a servant, so I don't think it will work. But we'll try it just to see. So what we'll do is Drake is evil, like, all the time, so we won't use Sanson's first skill. That way it's just easier to tell, right? So we can see, like, clearly if the third skill works or not. And that's way too easy to do that with Ushi. It's, like, boring. Like, Avengers don't have a hard time soloing it, and then Ushi's one of the best solo units when it's just straight neutral anyway, but then it's not straight neutral because Avengers get bonus there, so that's like a joke. Awful opening hand. Thankfully, it won't matter. I keep forgetting to switch out George. Got the fucking level 45 one again. So I used all the summon tickets from this event, and I didn't get anything. I didn't get nothing. I got Medea. Okay, thankfully it doesn't really matter that we're cheating right now because this isn't a hard fight. So no one's like, oh my god, you're getting an extra turn on your taunt wall. This unit totally couldn't solo this if you didn't do that, right? Like that. I mean, someone will say that now, but it's not true, right? This is such a joke fight. Okay, I'm not gonna lie though, it literally doesn't matter. Has anyone else noticed how horrible these hands have been? Like, we're actively helping the boss here because, like, we're getting nothing done at all. We've already got our NP. We're just giving Drake free NP charge, right? Yeah, but see, she's not a human. She's a servant. It's tagged that way. If they're a human, it'll say danger. Now, that could be a detail they messed up in the Memorial fight. But, you know, old FGO is dumb, so... Alright, so we don't use our first skill. Actually, no, I'm gonna use my first skill because I don't want to embarrass Sanson here. So we're gonna do that, but, So, in order for it to be... If his human damage works, you need to see 2 of these icons on his NP damage. Which I am so confident we are not going to see here. We're gonna see 1, and that's definitely the evil. Hey look, it's only 1. Not that it matters, because he still shreds it, but yeah, you can't have nice things with Sanson. Like, it's never gonna happen. I wonder if she had quick charged, if we would have been able to face tank that. Dude, I wish they'd given these bosses more health, or health bars. Look how bad that is. Look how bad that is. That is with his anti-evil damage, right? Which is all you're ever going to get, by the way. Like, that's all you're ever going to get is one of his bonuses. You're never getting both. Anyway, he's counterclassing. He's fucking, you know, level 100, 2k foed. He's using Golden Sumo. That's level 100. He's got his evil bonus up, and that's all the damage he did. And I've seen people say he'd be OP if his third skill worked. I'm like, that's just stupid. Like, he'd just be decent, right? He'd just be like, hey, he's acceptable now. He is faux pod. Oh, that's so annoying. Because here, look at this, okay? This isn't even that good of damage. This is with our evil bonus, and this is level 100 and everything. People act like it is. This is not that good of NP damage. You know, almost 200k. Level 70 Bedivere can do that. Right? And that's without any niche. And Bedivere has a battery. He gives damage to the whole team. He gives offense up to the whole team. He gets his NP faster than Sanson does. He has way better normal card damage than Sanson does. It's like, that's nothing. Like, sure, that's better than what you might see from some 2-stars. But that's in a niche, and it's still worse than so many other units out there. So it's just, there's nothing special about him. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do here? What do we got? I kind of want to try like 100 face versus one of the demon pillars, because like honestly, this demon pillar is nasty as hell. I think the only like way it's gonna be like really smooth is if you have like buff removal or just so much damage, because he heals for a lot, and he's way tougher in this fight than he is in the original. Like he's got like 800k or something. So I'm actually, as good as 100 face is, I'm not confident she would do super well here, because isn't he AOE? Because he'll fuck up the unit with the taunts up. Well, we'll try it though. We'll see how she does. Let me slaughter. Oh, here, I always forget. I gotta open it on my phone first. Dex is oh no, this is not. No, this is Dex. What am I saying? X is weird like that. You can't use secure, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like, secure folder is ultimately for security, surprise, surprise with the name, and you can't do like the password section of it if you're using your PC as a monitor, which I have no idea why that is the case, but it is. I could just play it on this account. This account needs to do the summon tickets and everything if we want to just play through it that way. Although I'd have to actually beat the earlier stages, but that's not that big of a deal. So, Cairo, are you still in chat? Because that was such a bizarre and specific craft essence that you had on Hans. You must have been doing something. Right? Like, why, that was such a random thing to have on him, like, that had to have been, like, being used for a specific reason. Oh, hey, login streak. Nah? Why would you have just randomly I wasn't doing anything? Why is that the random thing you slapped on him then? I am so confused now. Alright. Let's see. 100 face versus the pillar. This is gonna be awful. We definitely want heal boost. With Gutsy lives long? I mean, sure, but normally, like, you're in a setup where you either want him to die or he wouldn't have died anyway, right? Especially at 100, right? A lot of times you're gonna be able to keep him from hitting rock bottom. Okay, we gotta unequip our command codes. Please tell me, chat. You know, they're starting to slowly reveal the anniversary stuff. Just please tell me we're getting at least the command code UI update. It's absurd that we had to wait a year for this. I mean, that's honestly just completely absurd. Right? It's absolutely absurd. But, like, if we don't even get that, I don't even know what to say. Like, the fact that when they changed command codes, they did not update the UI. I mean, that's just, they are not an indie dev. You know, it's not small indie dev, please understand. If it was, then kind of, but like, it is so ridiculous. A company with this much money, with such a major game like this, did a major game change, and they didn't update the UI to reflect it. Like, that's just insanity. Like, it's unprofessional. Like, straight up, it's unprofessional. And here we are a year later, and we still don't have it. It's like, what are we doing? If we don't get it this anniversary, that's, like, that's just so ridiculous. Because they even said that they knew that the UI was bad, right? They even said that. Okay, I think we have to do heal boost on art, which kind of sucks, but... Do I want Star Absorb or Star Bomb? In the short term, for the first turn, Star Absorb is better, but for as you keep going, then the Star Gen is better. I think we do Star Absorb though, because I'm not putting Star Bomb on the other art card. Like, even at this point, if they were small indie dev, they don't really have an excuse for it a year later. Like, Risk of Rain is an indie dev, right? And if they had done some big overhaul that needed them to completely change the UI, I'm very confident they would get that done in a year. I mean, there's no way they wouldn't. I mean, Risk of Rain has done more in a year than FGO has. 100%. They actually are a small indie dev, please understand. Right? And like, they actually do like more major. Now, they haven't done more writing. I'll say that. They haven't done more writing than FGO, but that's Type Moon, right? Type Moon is not fucking it up. You know, they do their job just fine, and the artists and stuff, they do their jobs. Because I think people conflate that. People act like DW is the one doing the art and like the writing. They're not, right? So you hold DW responsible to just the gameplay, you know, system side of things. Yeah, Risk of Rain 2 is a pretty impressive game, I gotta say. And the fact that was so bold of them to go from 2D to 3D like that, and then it actually worked, and it was such a smooth transition. It's kind of surprising. I also did the writing for Lostbelt 6. And he oversees a lot of the writing, you know, for the other ones. He's not necessarily writing it himself, though. I'm not sure where to put the heal. Maybe on art? I mean on Buster, what am I saying? I'll put it on quick, I guess, because then I can do art, quick art if I need to. If there was a heal removal command code, I would use that for this fight. I guess that'd be kind of cheesy. I think she's gonna get shredded. I think he does too much damage. We'll see, though. Maybe I'm overestimating him. Let's see, what does he do? He does heal per turn. I don't remember what the fuck else he does. I think he might do, like, maybe NP gain down or something? I don't know. I can't remember if there's debuffs here. Well, just to be safe, I'm gonna put debuff removal on our Buster card, but I have no idea what I'm gonna need on that. Attack up? Well, that's cheating, but, we'll see. We'll do it, and then if I want to, like, tech the CEs, I might, like, do attack removal or whatever. We'll see. Golden Sumo or the better loopy stuff. I'm gonna go Golden Sumo because we have to outpace his healing. That's the whole fight. Okay, it is this one? Yes, okay. Not level 100, yeah, ult account, lazy. What do you want from me? Oh boy. The music knows. We could try Zaw. I think she'll lose anyway. Feels bad. Horrible opening hand. Holy crap, game. Oh, that's so atrocious. Oh god, not a good start. What? Why did he only, what? Oh, he cast the heal, then he did the debuff, and then he attacked once. Hey look, we still don't have any fucking cards. Well, at least we have a quick card, I guess. I'm gonna have to heal. He crit! He just NP'd down a dead George, is what he just did there. Alright, well... maybe I shouldn't do heal plus on art, maybe I just do double star bomb. I tried to solo this with Wonder Twins, but the heal and damage was just too high. Yeah, honestly, I think soloing this with a Night class would be super hard. You know, the Wonder Twins are super good. They fucking didn't crit with... He guarded the art down, and we fucking didn't crit at all there. So we're probably not gonna loop. Oh, I don't know, his hit count's pretty high. Oh my god, he cleanses, debuffs, and replaces it with an attack up. This is so bad for her. I'm gonna need attack removal command code then, because he's gonna do that every turn. But yeah, Wonder Twins are great, but yeah, I can't imagine them doing this. I can't imagine very many Cavalry Knight classes doing this. Hot Wheels might be able to do it though, because when the question mark is your damage, right, he's the way to go. Like even Ku, I'm not sure could do this. I just don't think he could punch through that healing. Is it divine? Because if it's divine, I bet you Enkidu could do it. Yep, we seriously need attack removal. He's just gonna get so much attack up over time. He's gonna do that every turn. I swear, early FGO just hated night classes. They don't do that too much anymore, thankfully. Maybe they'll make the alien god the opposite, just to even it out, but I really, they shouldn't do that. You should be able to do it either way. I will say, though, our damage, even though we're not getting our art resist down for more than a turn, we're still doing some pretty nice damage. I wonder if this turn he won't remove it because his first action has to be his NP. Yeah, it looks like on that turn he won't do it. So that's like the one time we can have our art resist down on our NP, we don't have our NP. Thankfully, one of his attack buffs wore off. I want stars. I don't really need to do the heal boost here. We're looking okay. Oh, fuck, though. He's healing back up. Like, he's getting plenty of health again. Oh, fuck. Maybe I need to go for damage. I'll make stars. Give me a crit game. Come on! Dude, I fucking hate RNG, dude. That's so annoying. Like, not one fucking crit. Oh boy. He's gonna cleanse this one. The thing is, when you make him cleanse every turn, he doesn't attack very often because he has to spend so much time cleansing. So it kind of offsets the attack up. Man, his magic resist though. I'd like to at least get the art resist down for the one turn. All right, then we got it. All right, I mean she did fine. Like she did really well. Did he just crit? Now, you might say, what's so weird about that, but she has a 50% crit down. Like, sure, we only have one copy of it, because again, he's removing his debuffs, but like, what the hell, man? What is this man's crit rate? Alright, well, she got it. She did better there than I thought. She really did. I guess I'm overestimating him a little bit. But still, I mean, normally a fight like this would be a cakewalk for 100 face, and she definitely had to work here. I think he guarded the crit down though in the first one. I don't remember though. Honestly, the main thing that's making that easier is just the fact that he's wasting so much time clearing the debuff. That's the problem, because he's not attacking very much. Because his damage is pretty high. It's just he's barely attacking. Because he already has a decent chance to do a buff or a debuff, and then when he's removing the debuff that often, he just doesn't fucking attack any. So like we weren't really being pushed on the survivability side. All right, we'll try Shiba. I think this is going to be an absolute nightmare, but so am I the only one that is like, can they just please bring back Anniversary Gwaine? Because Anniversary Gwaine has been harder than every fight they have ever put in Camelot since. Because Anniversary Gwaine was quite a bit harder than regular Gwaine, because he gave him an extra 200,000 health, but because he's got like the big damage resist, it's essentially more than that. So, you know, ever since then, they brought back Lion King, but they barely buffed her. She literally gained like 8,000 health, and then she got the free charisma on like her later form. But that was it. That's not a big deal at all. And then what did they do after that? I can't remember what they did after that, but I think it was like Tristan or something. And then they brought back the Sphinx, right? Like, just bring back Anniversary Gwaine. He was awesome. Okay, Shiba caster slot, I would think. Oh, I wonder. Oh shit, we gotta try that. Cause she can remove the attack up and oh shit! No, this could be her moment. Hold on. Where if we don't have Zaw, we're gonna do this one first, and then we'll do Zaw right after, just because I don't have Zaw on the list. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. Because she can remove the heal, right? Like that's a thing. Wait a minute though, we don't have command codes yet. Can we bother Cairo to put up command codes? Because we gotta show her at our best here, and that gives us a chance to try to get Zaw. Okay, there's Zaw. Maybe Shiba's gonna impress us here. Bothering me. Just, you don't have to give her the best command codes, just give it something. It's on somebody right now? Well, I mean, you could just switch them, Cairo, but you know. The lazies. Good opening hand. Look at this Cairo yelling. Toxic. 100,000 heal when he had like lost no health. Although he lost some actually, so he just our first turn didn't really do anything there. What we need is a fucking heal. Imagine if Shiba healed herself every time she NP'd. That would be nice. I should have put the quick card last just to get more stars. She's gonna need it. Man, why couldn't Shiba be like what the player base actually needed, right? Because she's pretty cool and she's like a pretty, you know, anime take on Queen of Shiba, right? It makes sense, right? Like I'm okay with it, right? But she's story locked, and then she's bad. It's like, and she doesn't have an upgraded NP and blah 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 blah. It's like, why couldn't this be like the? Why couldn't she be a 3-star and you could have buffed her NP by now, right? It'd be really helpful. 882. I mean, honestly, considering how bad that is for Ibuki, that's not that bad. I don't think she could beat it with double damage because the thing is, you're not at half performance, right? You get 50% damage. It's 50 versus 100, so it's not like you're missing half of your damage. You're missing like a quarter of it. Now, although yours is NP1 though, so to be fair, I guess if she was NP5 and stuff, maybe. I don't know, but I still, that's a long way to go. Even with the extra 50% damage, I'd be tough. I think she could get it to like, you know, the 300, 200k range, but I don't know about going all the way. But I don't know, you can get lucky and shit. Crazy shit can happen. Yeah, I have no idea why she's story locked. They're just dicks. Alright. We've got a crit here. It's like the whole point of that skill, and oh look, our crit chances are terrible. I kind of want to do Buster, NP Buster, just so I get the heal. That's gonna slow down our second NP by so much, though. But yeah, normal Goetia, you get double damage at Bond 10, and then now you get 50%, so it's kind of weird how like the math works out. But your performance is definitely not doubled, because right now you're at 100, you're at like 150%, like 100 being base, right? If you do 100% damage like normally, so you're at 150, where during the actual story it's 200. Because like Canis there, if Canis on that run that we did, if she had had the extra 50%, she still wouldn't have won. But she also could have potentially gotten her guts if we kept doing it. She could have had a run where she got her guts, and maybe. I mean, like, all kinds of units are in stories, and they're not story locked. Like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, Lancelots and Orleans, whoop-de-doo. Okay, I kind of have to art. Oh my god, he just cleanses. He just cleanses the heal thing, and he also can guard it. Oh my god, she's not even good here. Why is every time there's a boss that heals, Shiba is still bad for it? That's so dumb. Yeah, he's just gonna cleanse it anyway. The only good thing is at least it's making him, like, actually bother to do the cleanse, and then we're removing the attack up, so he's basically wasting his time. So we're kind of, like, tanking that way, if that makes any sense. Oh my god. She might win, but I don't know. We're running out of gas, and he's gonna do a bigger heal coming up. These super hate Cersei. These super fucking hate Cersei. I'll say this, Cersei scales better with like Grails and high NP rank and Black Grail and crazy and Yang CE and crazy shit like that because of her battery. But at baseline, I think Queen of Sheba is better than Cersei. Because Queen of Sheba also does, I mean they both have team support, but Sheba's, I think team support is better, unless it's a debuff thing. That's the one way that Cersei can be pretty good, is if you're fighting an assassin that's doing debuffs. Then she's still pretty decent. Okay, that was a good turn for us, because he didn't remove the heal thing, and he had double heal stuff going, so we actually got some value there. I'm gonna save my crit buff. I guess this is a turn to heal. Let's see. I'm doing art last because I just want to make sure I get my NP in case he doesn't attack me a lot. I don't want one of those stupid ass turns where it's like, oh, I debuffed and buffed and then only attacked one time and you barely didn't get your NP. Watch him attack me 3 times now. Okay, no, I didn't have to put it last. I stand by that decision though because it just removes RNG and fuck RNG. Freaking crit me though. Gonna have to remove the attack buff because we're really low in health here. She's trying. I know, they literally made a passive to counter Cersei. There's literally a passive in the game where they give the bosses to just make them specifically immune to the pig effect. He guarded all of the debuffs. Well, that's not good, because now he won't waste time cleansing. It's like how they put a trait in the game to make everyone take more damage from Aya. Well, I think she can beat this. She would have won next turn. We mainly lost that because we got crit a lot, but his crit rate seems pretty high. So I think she can beat it, but she's not gonna beat it reliably. All right, let's try Medea. Let's see what generic stuff Cairo gave her. Or if Cairo exists anymore. That's fine, like this stuff is fine. We'll do alright. Alright, let's go. We should try Scath versus Goetia. I don't think she can do it, because she doesn't have as much survivability as Ku. But she's definitely one of the better Knight solo units, so... Oops, how did that happen? See, red shows up and then I only get a fucking Buster card. And the game glitched out. It's unfortunate. Watch me not get any Medea cards now. It wouldn't matter though, like the one Buster card we would do, he would just heal, he would heal it back. So it doesn't do anything. You know what? I'm fucking NPing right now. Gotta show off that Medea damage. Let's go. Gotta maximize our cooldowns. Look at that Buster card. Get the NP up. So, okay, chat. This is almost what her damage would be at level 100. Is she 2k Fode, Cairo? I'm not sure. But this is almost what her damage would be like if she had an upgraded NP. If they just generically up... Because when they upgrade NPs, they roughly get about 20% more damage. And this buff gives... This command code gives her 15%. So this is almost like what would happen if they buffed her NP. And it's still gonna be terrible because she doesn't even... she doesn't even have an AoE NP, by the way. Like she has like an unupgraded, because let's see, most art AoE NPs I think are 1,000 and hers is 900. Let me see, who's another art NP I can look at here that's AoE. I think it might be upgraded arts are 1,000, but let me check. I don't know, I guess I'm just inconsistent about this, because like Vlad, when he didn't have the single target one, he was 1,000. But like, Da Vinci's 900. So I guess... So basically, I think it is 900 for the most part. There might be some weird exceptions. But yeah, so she does have at least a proper AoE one. Okay, so at least she has that. Because that would be, that would be really dumb. Yeah, I guess Vlad was just slightly advantaged, because Vlad, although it was way lower than single target, he had 1,000, where Medea just has 900. They really hate Medea. Like, they really fucking hate Medea. All these Fate Stay Night buffs, and she never gets one, and then she needs it more than everybody else. 59! She's almost 2k Fode, right? She's like 1,500. She's level 100. And then she used the command code to get 15% more damage. And she's counterclassing, and she did 59k. So without the command code, it would have been, you know, quite a noticeable chunk less than that, for God's sakes. Like, what a joke! And he healed for 100. Yep, feels great. Don't worry, we healed for 2,500. Oh my god, it's so sad. And like, if she was actually AoE, then at least she could do nice AoE stuff, right? Because she'd have kind of okay AoE damage, not great, because she has no attack up, no buster up, oh no, art up, excuse me, no NP up. So it'd still be kind of bad for AoE damage, but at least it's AoE that removes buffs. But it's AoE that only hits one target and also has no damage up. It's atrocious. You know, because Babbage has an upgraded NP, and he actually hits multiple targets, and he has an attack up, and he has an NP up. So even in an AoE comparison, she is so unfavorable against her competition, right? Because Casterku's AoE, he's actually got an upgraded NP, and then he's got a buster up, and I guess he's got the attack up now too, right? So it's just like, even if she was AoE, it would be fucking terrible. So 100 Face was level 100. Medea is level 100. They're both counterclassing. And then 100 Face did pretty well here. I don't think Medea's gonna win this. I don't think so. If Babbage was single target, he'd be such a godsend to the player base, but he's really good anyway, because he's got the crit, he's got attack up, crit up, huge crit up, star absorb, star bomb, like it's just, he's serviceable as single target. But not at, but the thing is, Ushi does a lot of that, and is also single target, so. Well, I might as well cast this. So, I guess what she would need is the heal boost command code and the heal command code, because she could be heal boosting her second skill, and that'd be really powerful. I guess we make stars. For some... Wow, we can't... Well, even though we're counterclassing, we're not even... And we're removing his heal buff, we can't even outpace his healing, and his healing is less than normal. And she's great. If she wasn't Grailed, this wouldn't be that bad of a performance, but the fact that she's Grailed and 2k Fode, I mean, this is just a terrible performance. Like, this is atrocious. Go for the crits. That's why we made stars. I should have done the debuff removal to remove the NP down there. Hey, gambler. I think they might buff Medea at some point. I do think it might happen. I don't think she's still, even if they fix her NP like they did with Vlad, they're still not going, she's still not going to be the FP summon assassin killer. Like, she'll be better and she can contribute, but she still won't be. Because to be like on par, like, because here's the thing, they'll make an assassin boss just as hard as they might make a caster boss or a saber boss, lancer boss, right? And the FP summon for those things, like for a caster boss, you have Ushi. Ushi has a proper single target NP, and it's upgraded, and she has attack up for the team, and she has quick up for herself, NP gain up for the team. Like, it's just way better, right? So Medea needs to be, like, she needs to either have a super steroid buff, or she needs to be buffed twice, right? Because she needs an upgraded NP, and then she needs more than that, right? She needs something extra. Like, if she just gets an upgraded NP, that does not fix it at all. Not even close. It's just a step in the right direction, but it's still, it's like, everyone will say, oh, the meme is dead, we've got an FP summon upgraded NP single target. That the meme is not dead, right? The meme is still not dead, because she still has no damage up and no hard survival, right? So Babbage is probably still better than her. Now, you could use her with Babbage, right? And that's going to be even better, but you could do Ricky Boy and Ushi against a caster or something, and that's even better still, right? So even if the fix Medea's NP, the problem is still not solved. Which is just ridiculous, because every other class in FP Summon has multiple options that are like really good for boss killing. Multiple. You know, for Rider, you've got Ushi and Ricky Boy. For, you might laugh at me, but for Lancer, you've got Ku, obviously, but you do have Proto Ku and Dyrmid, right? So if you need more than just Ku, you can bring other ones, and they are good, right? They're better. Like, Dyrmid is better at killing archers than Medea is at killing assassins. It's not even close. Like, he's so much better because he does have hard survival, he does have an upgraded NP, and then he has utility in a niche, right? That's fine, right? And Proto Ku, he's got really good survival still, and he's got the crit stuff. Doesn't have an upgraded NP, doesn't have sure hit. Like, it's not great, right? But yeah, Babbage is definitely better. If Medea gets an upgraded NP, Babbage will still be better than her, for damage anyway. Am I about to use my battery? I mean, he doesn't even have buffs. But then why? I could have waited to do Atlas, I guess. I make stars again, I guess. So you want to talk about a unit that would be disgusting if it was single target? Caster Nero. Caster Nero would be so good if she was single target. He is just... He like never triple it. Okay, sure game. He like never triple attacks and he just fucking triple crit. But honestly, what was really hurting her is she had no debuffs. That 100% that's what was screwing her over. If she had debuffs, she would have done way better. No debuffs means he doesn't spend any time cleansing. And she would really want him to spend... I don't know, maybe give her a dot command code on an art card. That might actually help. Goetia doesn't take less damage, they don't give you as much bonus. So how they fight, I'm sure you know this, Cairo, the original Goetia fight, they gave you, bonus damage based on your bond, from anywhere between 10% or 0% to 100%. Now your bond doesn't matter. Your bond does nothing, and now they just give you 50%. So if you have like no bond 10 units, it's actually easier now. But if you have a bunch of bond 10 units, it's harder. So yeah, it's not quite the same. Kind of weird, to be honest. Yeah, they make single target casters really rare. I don't even, there's no explanation for it really. Yeah, Medea really had a bad time there. What, the lamp on Medea? Which one's the lamp? I think she's still gonna really struggle. Her damage output is so low. Oh yeah, the burn 2-star one. Oh yeah, like the genie lamp, right? I was thinking of like a light lamp, and I was like, what? Yang CE probably would be better for her if we were doing burn anyway. But that's like everyone. Oh, I don't know though, because you clear the burn often, so you have to reapply it every turn. So I don't know. It'd still be good for some units, but I'm not sure it'd be good for her. Hard to say. Hey, we got a good opening hand again. I like how my George has the NP buff removal. I was doing that for when I was doing like Lancelot versus what the fairy Lancelot. I forgot her actual name. I'll never remember it either. Lancelot. I wish George would actually die on turn 1. I should switch him to something that doesn't have defense up, that like Qin Gong. That'll actually make a difference, like absolutely. Actually, I don't think I should have done my Merlin command code there because I was gonna get my NP anyway, I think. Why do I even bother NPing at the start? I shouldn't do that. He just heals it back. Like, our damage is... And we're not 100 face here. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. I'll try to fix that up. What's the play here? I guess I have to use the burn command code every turn, pretty much. It's like my only chance. Can Medea just go back in the background there and grab that halberd and then like do more damage with that? Battle Mage Medea, let's go. Why does he have to crit so much? What do you take her for, a Lancer? I mean, Ku could do it, right? Like Caster Ku could do it. Let's see. I almost want to do Atlas right now to heal. Looking kind of grim right now. Means I throw away my third skill, but give Medea a gun. Now we're getting somewhere. But a magic gun, right? I just feel like they've done Medea so dirty throughout the entire Fate franchise. And it's like they've basically forgotten what they've even said about her. It's kind of dumb. Like, so for starters, okay, let's be honest, it's maybe a sad thing, but most people can't read, right? Like, clearly, otherwise, you know, that you wouldn't have to watch an anime to know what's happening, right? So ain't nobody reading Fate Stay Night, the visual novel, or APOC, the book, or any of that, right? Like, there is no reading going on here in the weeb community, right? If it ain't in an anime, it's not happening, right? So, although the visual novel does Medea a lot more justice, you know, people only get the perception of the anime. So, like, in the visual novel, fucking Medea doesn't lose to 100 Fate, not 100 Fate, to Curse Arm. That's so stupid! That is one of the dumbest changes that Ufotable made. Like, that is so stupid. Yeah, she can block Kalabog, but she can't block a knife. Like, are you, like, this is stupid, right? It's so unbelievably stupid. She's over there teleporting and blocking NPs, but she dies to a knife? Like, it's outrageous. But that didn't actually happen in canon, right? That's just ufotable horseshit, right? But it makes Medea look really stupid, right? Like, it's just so lame, right? And a lot of the stuff they say about Medea, they don't ever say it in the anime, so people miss it, right? Okay, and so then we look at what's happened with Medea since Fate Stay Night, right? She doesn't really get to do... Okay, I'll give her this. In Fate Hollow, she does get some props in Fate Hollow. She's the first servant that's able to, like, remember things. You know, well, other than Gil, but, you know, fuck it. You know, that doesn't count. All the other servants don't, you know, remember the previous stuff, and they don't remember the loops and all that stuff. Medea's able to uncover that stuff first, right? Because she's, you know, knows what she's doing, and she's got magic hacks, right? So, you know, kind of a cool thing for her there. But that's about it. So then in FGO, right, she's never used for anything. She never gets to be in the main story. It's Medea Lily all the time. Regular Medea doesn't get to do fucking anything. For some reason, Medea Lily is a higher rarity than her, which doesn't mean anything. Rarity never means power, but a lot of the player base thinks it does. So it makes her look even worse still. So, you know, fantastic. She's not so great gameplay-wise. You know, she's just a 3-star, never used in anything. They just constantly shit on her with, like, Solomon and everything, but that's because he's a Grand. It's not because he's actually better than her. It's because he's a fucking Grand. But nobody knows what nuance is, so we don't get that either. So as time goes on, everyone just thinks she's a bitch mage that's not even impressive, and her younger self is better than her, and that's it. It's just stupid, right? She's literally one of the best Magus that has ever lived, right? She's like this, she's actually pretty much better than all Magus, because Magus don't have, like, anything resembling real magic, where she does, right? She's like this in-between real magic and magecraft, right? And that's huge, right? Like, that makes her way better than most Magus by a lot, right? Like, a lot. You know, and she's capable of doing things that most Magus never could. She's so powerful she could summon a servant on her own, for God's sakes. But yeah, she just gets shit on constantly. I don't think the majority of the Fate fan base actually thinks Medea is a big deal at all. I think most of the Fate fan base thinks she's an average whatever the fuck servant that just gets bodied by fucking Curse Arm, for God's sakes. Which is absurd, and again, that never fucking happened, right? Like, it's so dumb, right? It's so dumb, and she's never gonna get... I think she's awesome. She's got a great character. She's got, like, realistic flaws and realistic positives. You know, she has a lot of character development. She has very interesting abilities. She's crazy powerful. Like, she is crazy fucking powerful. But yeah, we're never gonna... You know, she's not, like, super powerful, like a straight-up, you know, brawl fight, obviously, but no casters are really. Well, I mean, a few of them are, but most of them are not. Okay, let's get back to failing at fighting a demon pillar. Well, I don't need to do the attack removal command code because she'll remove it with her NP, so we'll just do that. And she's got a cool hood. Kind of. Actually, she really doesn't. I'm not gonna lie. Her hood is kind of stupid, right? The idea of a caster with a hood is awesome, but her hood looks kind of ridiculous, right? I really like Medea's aesthetic for the most part, but every time she puts the hood up, it's got like that weird, I don't know how to put it. It's got like this weird, like, I don't know, frill thing, right? It's like, it just looks weird. It's like two over the face, right? It just looks weird. Most hoods look awesome. Like Merlin's hood is cool, right? But like, yeah, Medea's got, I don't know how to describe it, but the shape of it, it's like a box shape or something. It's like, what is going on, right? It's cool in theory. It's not cool in practice. Man, we're getting destroyed. We're already so low on health. So I think if she had any chance of doing this, you would need the heal command code, the heal boost command code, and then the burn command code. You'd want like one art card with the heal boost, one art card with the heal, one art card with the burn, and I have no idea for the other two, but you hardly ever use the other two, so it wouldn't matter that much. But there's probably something you could put on them. But even then, I don't think she would win. I don't think that's enough for her to win. She could keep going, you know, a bit longer, but I don't think it's gonna be a W. I guess I take the higher crit chance, because I don't need the attack removal this turn. She probably doesn't need the attack removal ever, just because of Rule Breaker. 47k? At counter class. I mean, like, at counter class. Are you kidding me? Like, level 70 Ushi does so much more than that. At level 70. Imagine if it was at 100 Ushi, that's 2k vote and all that, and we're dead. Okay. Man, that's just, that's frustrating. Y'all think Rider Kentoki can do it at level 80? I bet you he can. It might be a little hard, but he can probably do it. I mean, 100 Face did it, so... 100 Face was level 100. Yes, let's try it. Let's see, this vanilla Rider Kentoki. Right, or just no grails, no 2k foe. We'll give him command codes, because everyone's getting command codes, but how much health did this boss have in actual Camelot? Because I don't think it was 800k. I think it is harder, but, you know, only by so much. So Kentoki probably wants a debuff too. 400, 500? That's what I was thinking. Let's see, let's check. 490, let's look it up. Okay, Camelot. Main story. I do not remember what chapter you fought it in at all. It's kind of far into the story, I guess. Let me just like scan through right now. You know, that's the Tristan fight. That's probably sooner than that. I mean, that's the first Tristan fight, though. All these, this would be so much easier if they didn't show all the useless nodes. They just show the boss fights. I think it's aft. There it is. It has 500,000. That's right, you have like the real fight with it. So the first fight with it, it's 500,000. And the second fight with it, which I think is the one that this is 580. Which is better than I thought. But yeah, this one is definitely harder. Because this one probably has a slightly higher attack stat, although it's hard to know. Is the music looping? Okay, let me fix that. Sometimes I'm not paying attention. Actually, normally I'm not paying attention, let's be real. I hate this UI so much. I bet you Scath would do better than Medea. Does my Rider Kentoki have command codes unlocked? Because they don't give out keys anymore. Which is the most frustrating thing ever, by the way. Okay, he does, thank goodness. Maybe they'll give out keys for the anniversary, though. Alright, he needs something that puts a dot, so we'll just do this, because at least you get the stars. We probably want to be able to remove that attack buff. That feels like it's worth it for him. But would we want it on our quick card? Yeah, the pillar crit when 100 Face had crit down, but only had one. I never got to because he removed the debuff too often, so we never had double crit down. But she's 100% when it's double crit down. The thing is, it doesn't. You know, a lot of bosses, the way their crit rate works, they don't. Like 100 Face makes a lot of bosses incapable of critting even with only one, because a lot of bosses like they don't even have like 30% crit, so then 50% down means they have no crit. It's really weird the way that the game does that. I don't know if I want this on a quick card or not. Like, it might be too much. I'm gonna put it on Buster. It's kind of greedy, but... Does he want to heal? See, I actually kind of want to give him heal boost. I normally don't go the survivability angle with Kentoki. You normally go gas, 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 more stars, more crit. And like, seriously, giving him crit command codes on his quick, it can be really good, and it may well be better. But I feel like heal boost is good because it can hit his third skill. I don't know though. it's weird playing Kentucky this way. You normally just focus on crit, because he crits so much. I'm throwing a lot of damage out the window by not giving him crit command codes. But we'll see what happens. Keep clicking the wrong stages because they made them all question marks. Okay, so if Kentucky fails, it's going to be down to the boss just critting him too much. I actually think 100 Face was better than this than we thought. I think even though the boss still crit her, but the thing is, like, she debuffed so much, it removed a lot of his actions, and her crit down still bought you some, like, he still crit less because of it. And between that and her just massive self-survival and also completely good damage, I think she was actually better for this than we thought. Oh fuck, we still have the 45 George, I gotta reset. God. Like, you're never gonna notice that on the team screen, ever. Don't phrase that in a question, that's stupid. Like, yeah, no, I totally did that on purpose. Like, God. Okay, slightly cheating because we're gonna get a crit down that we don't really deserve. Although, this actually might make him cleanse debuffs at the start, which means he won't necessarily kill your taunts, which is kind of bad. I probably should just do Leonidas, yeah, I don't think that even helps you. No, lore-wise, Shiki's not OP at all. I don't know why so many people think that when Natsu is, like, so, like, curbed that enthusiasm. But I guess no one reads anything Natsu says, so... People really mistake a connection to the root for being the root. It's not the same thing. It's like, Shiki is not a god, and she can't, like, just do whatever the fuck she wants. It doesn't work that way. I kind of want to save my battery, because NPing right now kind of sucks, because I don't have... like, double quick and stuff. Man, I've only earlier I could have replaced George, I just didn't. Now I can't, because I have to summon one. But if George was Shingon, they could both die in turn 1, which is so much better. Like, we're just missing a turn because of that. 4,500, too bad I didn't need it. Do I take that crit, or do I sit? Nah, I take it, because I'm not going to use an art card for a while. It's actually kind of funny, like, the thing is, Void Shiki is incredibly powerful, especially for a human. But, she absolutely is not, like, even remotely omnipotent, not even close. And in her human form, she's weaker than servants by quite a lot. And Natsu just directly says that. It's not reading between the lines, he just directly says that. That, like, at best, she could fight defensively against a servant and, like, buy time, but she would never be capable of going on the offense. And she's ultimately way weaker than a servant. Now that's impressive though, because most humans couldn't even they couldn't do anything, right? Like, they would die in a millisecond against a servant and would never even seen the servant coming, right? So the fact that she's one of the few humans that can even do that is impressive. Now, she's stronger as a servant, but it doesn't really change her magical abilities or anything, it just gives her better stats. And, like, she is really powerful, but, like, Jesus Christ, she's not a god by any means. I think most fans just don't, they just take, it's weird too, because the other kid from Prototype has a connection to the root, right? She's exactly the same. But, you know, she's not omnipotent or anything either. You know, she dies like a bitch in Prototype. comes back, but that's because of other factors. I mean, other Shikis are just weaker. Like, regular ass Shiki would get completely annihilated by a servant. Because sure, she's got Mystic Eyes of Death, but like, that doesn't matter. One, we literally don't know if that works on a servant or not, and Nasu's probably never going to say if it does or doesn't. Because technically they don't die. Like, we're not really sure if servants technically have a concept of death because they don't die. They go back to the Throne of Heroes, right? Anyway, even if her eyes did work, it's irrelevant. Like, she's so much slower and weaker than a servant, she would never be able to hit them, right? It's like trying to fight. If I had the ability, if I touched something with my palm, I could kill anything no matter what, I would still never be able to beat like a Dragon Ball Z character because they're just so much faster than me. I would just die before I even knew what was happening, right? It doesn't matter, right? And Nasu's even talked about, I remember this is so long ago. This was, and I mean, it's so old that I might get some of the details wrong, but there was an interview with Nasu so long ago where he was talking about like Shiki versus Gilgamesh and Emiya, and even he basically said even if she could cut their noble phantasms and you know have her eyes work and have it kill them, she would still die because she would cut them and then their mana would explode, and then because she's a human, the mana explosion would kill her. So it's just terrible, right? Like there's just you know she can do better than a typical human, right? Like pretty much the entire cast of K&K could all gang up on a servant and they would all die in like a second, right? It's just like I don't think Fate Zero kind of hinted at this, but a lot of the anime has not really articulated just how broken servants are compared to humans, even magical humans, right? Like ones that have magic and shit. Like that's why when Kurotsugu sees Diarmid, he can't do anything. It doesn't matter that he's got triple excel and all that. It doesn't matter. Diarmid could kill Kurotsugu with a thought, right? Like just before Kurotsugu even realized what was happening, he'd be decapitated and dead, right? There's just no fighting a servant as a human generally. There's a few exceptions, and the fact that you have things like what's her name's I can never remember how you say her name. The fucking what the fuck is her name? I can never remember. CL or some shit. I never remember her fucking name. Anyway, like she can kind of keep up with a servant, kind of, but she's like the strongest human ever. Bizette can kind of keep up with a servant, and she's also one of the strongest humans ever. But even them aren't gonna like, just mano a mano fight like Artoria, right? Like no way. But yeah, most humans, there's no chance. Like not at all. If you beat Goetia, does he go away, or can you repeat fighting him? The memorial stage you can repeat. You can fight as much as you want. All the memorial stages are repeatable. Thank fuck. Now, she's technically human. I mean, sure, she's not like typical. There's definitely shenanigans going on there, right? But she's technically human. Alright, I guess I don't cast anything yet. Do this. Trying to think. So yeah, for the humans that can at least put up a fight against a servant, it's pretty much Bizette, CL or C, whatever the fuck her name is, Void Shiki, and there's a few others in like very specific circumstances, and also like against weaker servants, right? Because some servants aren't actually that strong head on. So like Kodomine, if he's fighting a weaker, dude, just fuck off, dude. This is just so frustrating if you don't have survivability because it's so random. It's like, this boss so frequently does not triple attack. Almost never does this boss triple attack. But like, just randomly he does. And then he's fucking double critting like that and everything. It's just like, we're dead now, right? Like, if that didn't happen, we could keep going for a long time, but now we're just completely fucked. I tell you though, that really does make 100 Face like incredible for this because 100 Face has so much uptime on survivability stuff, and then you've got the crit down and everything. Zoltrak is also so much weaker now than he used to be. I swear, Zoltrak has got to be the most overhyped character of all time. Like he in his prime, he was really powerful, and he also has like just really wonky abilities. but they're not really, he's not gonna like go, you know, direct fight, you know, fucking Enkidu or something, right? Like, not at all. It doesn't work that way. I think Artoria is simultaneously overhyped and underhyped. And if Rex, if you're still here, I wonder if you like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, I just see all the time people act like Artoria is either like this god-slaying best servant of all time, and it's because they only watch the anime and they don't realize any of the context and any of the fights that she has. But then there's other people that just act like she's just total trash because they do know the context, but then they act like that means she's awful. Like, oh yeah, no, look, she can't beat Kojiro in a skill fight, so she's garbage. Fucking nobody can beat Kojiro in a skill fight. Like that doesn't mean anything, right? Like Artoria is a very powerful servant, but she's certainly no, you know, Gilgamesh and Kidu or, you know, Ozzy or some shit like that, right? Okay, let's give Kentoki another shot at this. I feel like we got robbed here. I'm gonna do a terrible combo here just so I can min-max my survivability, but we're dead. So she is a powerful servant, right? She's not a god tier servant. She's none of that. Like, for God's sakes, it's like, it's pretty obvious, right? When you like, I don't think the Moon Cell even counts her as a top servant, for God's sakes. Like, let alone putting her on the reverse side of the world or any of that. I would say Iskandar is definitely stronger than Artoria by quite a lot. Now, some of it is apples and oranges, because like Iskandar just completely obliterates somebody that does not have like really powerful AoE abilities and things like that. So like, there's absolutely a degree of, and like, but Artoria is better when you need like a lot of punch in one place. But I think if you had, if you take out plot armor, because let's be real, plot armor is a real thing. So if you remove all plot armor, you know, no story, because the story kind of forces things to have to go in a certain direction, and you have Iskandar 1v1 every single servant, and you have Artoria 1v1 every servant, I think both of them would do fine, right? I think they would both be above average, and they would both have over a 50% win rate, but I absolutely think Iskandar would win more, because there's just so many servants that could just never deal with his NP ever. Like, there's no chance. And he also has other options too, with like the chariot and so on and so forth. But I think, you know, if you had Artoria 1v1 every servant, she absolutely would be above average and would win more than 50%. Like, absolutely. Like, you know, Phantom of the Opera is not beating Artoria or anything. Although, actually, I'm not even kidding. Now that I think about it, in the right context, he actually could, just because of his charm. Because he in lore does have like super hacks charm that goes like way beyond just like a typical charm, and because normally charm wouldn't work on Artoria because of her magic resist. In gameplay, obviously magic resist doesn't work very well against charm, but in lore it does. So generally Artoria is pretty much uncharmable because she has such high magic resist. So I need to read Phantom's character material again, because he might be able to charm her. I'm not sure though, because I know he's got like extra oomph charm, like way more than the typical, but I'm not sure if that would even matter. So I'd have to read his stuff. So it just depends. Yeah, mental fortitude and like just being, you know, and whatnot. Like Artoria really would be a very hard person to charm because she's a magic resist, and you know, she's pretty stubborn and whatnot. So it would not surprise me if Phantom's charm didn't work, but I just haven't read his Dearman doesn't charm though. Dearman doesn't charm. It's completely different. Like, his is completely different. Like, God, this is what I'm talking about. So many people. This is such a thing in the fake community where people don't read character material books and they make these weird one-to-one comparisons, like but they don't, right? Like, literally, it's like God Hand, right? God Hand is a thing where it's like if you don't meet a certain rank requirement, you know, you can't get through God Hand. Just period. It doesn't matter if your NP has more oomph than another one, right? Dearmid's charm thing is, you know, it's love spot. It's not a charm, right? It doesn't work that way. It's not the way the other charms work. It has a rank requirement on it. If you have a certain level of magic resist, it just doesn't work, period, right? It's not the same. Now, that being said, I think both regular charms and Dearmid's thing obviously don't work on Artoria, but just because fucking Dearmid's love spot doesn't work on Artoria doesn't mean all charms don't work on Artoria. It doesn't work that way. But however, her magic resist is so high though, it does cover a lot of charms, but it absolutely does not cover all charms. Like for example, this is kind of sad, but Jolter could charm Artoria because Jolter can charm people that have dragon trait, and it's a super fucking powerful charm, and there's no way that magic resist would stop it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, her charm is like EX rank, and it's just like crazy powerful. Now I see that all the time, where people like you see like weird shit like, oh yeah, this NP couldn't kill Castrogilius, so then like this other thing that is not even remotely related doesn't work either. It's like, what? Like, I see that all the time. Like magic resist has very specific properties and it does very specific things. Okay, if I ever get like a really good opening hand, it probably is worth it to NP on turn 1. But this is not a very good opening hand, so I'm not going to do that. If you want to look up character materials, you shouldn't really look up FGO character materials because a lot of the characters were detailed before FGO. Like, Artoria is detailed in Fate 0 and Fate Stay Night, so you want those. I don't think she even got an FGO character material. I might be wrong about that, but I don't think she even has one. I think I actually wait to heal here because I have my regular heal. Do I NP right now? This is so lame because I don't have my quick cards. This sucks. What would they even put in her FGO character material? Like just her bio, I guess. Yeah, a lot of people think Gwaine is a bitch when he doesn't have the sun buff, but he's not. Gwaine is actually a monster without the sun buff. I don't think Artoria is in the top 70 though by any means, like no way. What do you mean a source? That it's in the name. Just read the character material book. Like what are you talking about? I've been asked this before. It's like literally magic resist, the skill is in the character material books, right? That's the source. Like I don't. What do you say? The other one? Like it just like that is the source. Jesus Christ. I swear most people just don't realize that like Fate has character material books that just say exactly what everything does. And I guess it's even worse though because like a lot of the generic stuff they don't talk about anymore because it was in like the old ass. Like most of the old character material books that said like what strength does and like how the stat points work and like the numbers that go with NP ranks and all that. Although they actually have referenced those charts again from time to time, but they don't have that stuff's not in FGO, right? And so a lot of people just don't even realize that like an A rank NP is a power of 50, A plus is 100, and so on and so forth, right? Because they haven't printed that in so long, although they did reference that chart somewhat recently. So I've said this before, I don't think they can officially translate the character material books. I mean, they can, but they won't. Because it would be a nightmare. Because here's the thing, the character material books are nothing but nuance and like dirty details and like, exactly how the abilities work and stuff like that. So the wording is super important. If you slightly word something a little differently, it might imply that an ability does something completely different that it doesn't actually do, and that's a huge problem. And so generally when it comes to localizing, the people localizing it aren't like really in the know for whatever it is, right? So if let's say they wanted to translate the old Fate Stay Night character material books and they just had a straight material book, like side material and stuff like that, and you had a lot of like generic information in those. If you were going to translate those, whoever translates them is not going to know anything about Fate. And so a lot of the nuance with like, like if you look at like Ku's disengage and stuff like that, if you slightly word that differently, it would completely like change what it's implying and stuff. And that's a huge problem. So it's just never going to happen, right? And so the only way to do it is to like to get whoever translated it to also be a giant Fate nerd that is gonna know a lot of the lingo and stuff. And even then it would be hard. Even then it would be very hard. Like very, very fucking hard, because like the Japanese language is hard to translate into English anyway. And there's a lot of subjectivity to it because the Japanese language is so context specific. Like it's so context specific. So it's so difficult to do that. It's never going to happen. And there's no market for it, right? That's the bigger thing. There's literally no market for like 100 people would buy it, right? And that's just not worth it, especially when you have to put so much effort into the translation. If we ever got it, an official translation, it would be really lazy. And then it probably wouldn't be very accurate, and then that's pointless. Yeah, dude, if you read the character material stuff about how stats work, it's bullshit. It's so fucking bullshit. And they do it that way because they knew there were inconsistencies. Like, I'm like positive. Because like, Ku and just straight up, Natsu has just straight up said that Ku and Medusa are the fastest two servants in all of Fate Stay Night. All of the routes, so that includes Curse Arm, altar stuff, all this stuff. All the stuff, Ku and Medusa are the fastest servants. But they don't have the highest agility stat. Right? And fair enough, I will say it's actually reasonable for agility to not represent your raw speed, because that's not what agility is. Like it isn't. There is a massive difference between like someone running in a straight line and even stopping and starting and having acceleration versus being agile, right? Like it's very different. So it's actually correct. It's just they don't really have a stat then to represent speed, but sometimes agility reflects someone that does have high speed, so it's very confusing. And then like a lot of skills, like Mana Burst, will sometimes factor into the strength stat as the plus, but the plus only comes into play when the Mana Burst is activated. So it's very confusing with stats. It's way more streamlined with NPs. If you just read like what it says about the stat, like the stat chart they put out, it's just what it is. It's like the NPs are way more straightforward, and then the skills are just like, it's bullshit. It basically gives them room to do plot armor, and that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, there's no way to make agility linear anyway, as Red is saying. Like you can't, because someone might have a higher top speed, someone might be more, stop and start, someone might be better at turning, right? There's no way to do it really. The most linear stat is strength, because that's the most herdider, like it's so straightforward, right? Strength is incredibly straightforward. So that's the easiest stat, and I guess endurance too. And kind of luck in a way, even what luck does is so bullshit, but like there are skills in Fate that are like, X will happen unless they have Y luck. And you can just straight up see, oh, this servant has Y or higher luck. So, there are instances with luck where it is very clear cut, but what luck does is so dubious and like, how do you put it? It's so, like, unquantifiable, right? It's so easy for the plot to ignore it or for it to come into play, right? Like literally what luck does in Fate is the character has like an aura about them, and with good luck it'll just randomly make things around them more favorable, and if they have low luck it'll make things around them less favorable. That's actually what it does, right? It's kind of insane, but like that's so obtuse, right? Like it's not giving specifics about like what it'll alter around you or how often or in what way. Like it doesn't. There's not a lot of meat on the bones there, right? So it's really easy for them to like plot armor that. I guess I NP here, but I think I don't use my first skill. No, I think I don't NP. As like nasty as that is. Yeah, you got Fate Stay Night character material book, Fate Zero character material book, then they did like character material book 1, character material book 2, character material book 3, and also character material side material. That's where a lot of Ort stuff is in. And then they did one for every story, Fate Extra, so on and so forth. And then mostly now they put out FGO ones, because FGO is where most of the stuff is happening. But I think they put out a few generic things from time to time. The thing is, luck isn't quantifiable in like real life because it doesn't exist in real life. And they actually got that correct in Fate. They're aware that luck does not exist in real life. But that's why it only affects servants. and such, right? It's something that's being enforced by the Grail and the summoning system, right? It's not like there's actually luck happening. It's literally a magical force being enforced by the Grail and whatnot to mimic like what just happened to them in life. Like, obviously, favorable and unfavorable things outside of your control will happen to you in life, but it's all cause and effect, you know, and they're just things that are outside of your control. That's not actually luck. It is just cause and effect, right? Like, throughout my life, I'm not going to have exactly 50-50 good and bad luck, right? I'm not. I could easily just throughout, you know, I don't have a big enough sample size, it's not going to average out. So I could easily have more favorable things happen to me that are outside of my control, or unfavorable things happen to me that are outside of my control. And at the end of it, you could say I was this lucky or that lucky. But it's not technically luck, right? It is still just cause and effect, even though it is outside of my control. Okay, I think I still saved my heal. Gotta play this a little bit slower. Please don't guard my burn effect here. I need him to cast his clear. So, if you want to get those translations for the character material books, like Beastslayer has a lot of them, although Beastslayer is really out of date now and no one uses it. And it was kind of a shit show to begin with, but it's kind of more of a shit show now than it ever has been. No offense, just kind of is what it is. Some of them are on Reddit. Reddit, I think, mostly just has, though, the FGO ones. They're missing a lot of the, like, original ones. But you can find them on Beastslayer. And then you can find a lot of the stuff actually on the wiki if you get the source. Like, the wiki's not always accurate. Although, people shit on the wiki and act like it's super inaccurate. It's not. I'm a giant fucking Fate nerd, and I check their references all the time. The wiki is overwhelmingly accurate. The issue with the wiki is a lot of times it's just missing information. Like, what it says a lot of times is correct. It's just, it won't say a lot of stuff that is known out there, right? It's just missing information. And every once in a while, the wiki does get something wrong here and there, but I would say overwhelmingly the wiki is pretty good. But what you can do with the wiki is, they might say something, you can click the source, and it'll say it's from X character material book, and then you can just go look up that character material book, and then you can check it that way. So it's easy to find, like, gateways into stuff through the wiki, even though it might be missing a lot of stuff. And the wiki also has links to a lot of the interviews and stuff, although as time goes on, a lot of that stuff is lost, so which kind of sucks, but yeah, you can find a lot of the character material books on Reddit, Beastslayer, just Google Docs here and there and whatnot. And yeah, you know, ultimately they're fan translations, but it's the best we got because you're never going to get an official translation. And even if you got an official translation, it wouldn't be done by Nasu. So it could easily be wrong. I mean, so much crap in the FGO official translation is just wrong. It's just, you know, completely incorrect. And that happens all the time with translations. Just, you know, it happens. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay, please don't kill me on this turn. I've got some friends, though, that do actually have the physical copies of some of the character material books, which is pretty cool. I wish we had them translated. That's why I don't buy them, is because if I can't get them translated, it's not really worth it. He guarded the thing. Oh, that sucks. His magic resist is rather high. So I think Kentucky can do this, but it's really RNG with, like, landing the debuffs and then him not critting you and stuff like that. Okay, I can at least heal. I need to live until my second skill. So I can heal boost again and heal for another 500, but I'll do a really shitty combo. I don't think that's worth it. God, Medusa in the original character material book, dude. And some of the early merchandise was messed up like that, where they spelled Medusa and Artoria wrong and all that. There's also the bios in Fate Stay Night, the visual novel. They had fairly detailed bios in that gave a lot of information and such. But sometimes there was English in that stuff as well. Well, if I live this turn, we're going to have a pretty good performance, so please just land the burn. Is it worth playing a JP account if I already have an A? Well, it's kind of up to what you want out of the game, right? Like, if you've got the spare time. Like, I'll say this, I don't think playing 2 accounts is that hard. I think playing more than that is very hard. But for example, let's say you main in A. If there's ever a conflict, if you don't have time to play both, just play in A. Like, for people, this is a real psychological problem people have, like the fear of missing out. It's fucking stupid, and thankfully, I don't really have it, right? I've gotten over it, and, you know, people have this idea that it's better not to play something than play it and miss out on things occasionally. That doesn't make any sense. That obviously makes no sense, right? So it's like, if you want to just play in A, and on the side when you want to play JP, just play JP. Don't worry about it at all. If you miss a craft essence, you miss a Grail, you miss a CE, don't worry about it. You know, just play JP when you feel like playing it. And because JP can be a lot of fun, because you'll get the latest boss fights, the latest stories, the latest units. So maybe you play JP kind of casually, and you just save up a bunch of SQ on the side, and then down the road, they add some servant that you're really hyped for. You can just try to grab it over there, and now you get access to it 2 years in advance, right? And that's nice. So, yeah, I think if you like playing the boss fights and playing the story and all that kind of stuff, then sure, I think JP can be really worth it. But you're not going to be able to read the stuff. So, you know, if you're in it for just like the storytelling and not the story boss fights, then it's not as worth it. But yeah, I think it's easy to play just in A, like 1 in A account and 1 JP account. And then just pick one as your main, and then if there's ever a conflict and you don't have time to play both, just play the one. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about if you miss out on stuff on the other one, and just play it when you feel like it. I think scuffed accounts are super fun to play, because here's the thing. The fear of missing out should only even apply to your main account, right? I don't care if my Herc account misses stuff, because it just makes that account harder to play, and that's kind of fun anyway. It's kind of fun to play that account and try to fight a boss fight, and if I'm missing out on the optimal stuff, no big deal, because I can worry about the optimal stuff on my main account, right? And having a scuffed side account that has to struggle more is pretty entertaining, I would say. Alright, we get a huge beefy heal right here. Heal for 4,500. And then my heal command code... Oh shit, no, my heal command code is not back. I thought it was. Well, crap. Well, we might still die. I need to do the heal boost. But do I do my art card? I still have my quick up. I get my battery next turn, fuck it. The thing is, a lot of the command codes you really need are like just a dot clear one. When it's like super important, it's just a dot clear one, and you get that from FP. And also there's a lot of command codes you can buy from the Mana Prism shop and Rare Prism shop now. So even if you're scuffed as hell, you can still have perfectly reasonable command codes. Well, we were so close to winning, but looks like we don't quite got it. Maybe we get lucky here, because he could still remove his debuffs as an action. But I can only heal for 2,000, that's not really enough. So I know I asked chat this a lot, but I just cannot remember. Is there a poison command code in the Mana Prism or Rare Prism shop now? Oh fuck, I could have killed him. Oh fuck, I could have done Buster NP. I could have just won right there. Whoops. Underestimating Kentucky's damage there. Yeah, I could have won right there. Yeah, I keep forgetting, is there a poison command code in Rare Prism or not? Because I know they gave out a poison command code recently, but I can't remember if there's one in there or not. Yeah, no, the Start Dash campaign is really strong. Yeah, that was a throw. That was a throw. 100%. That was a throw. You can say it there. All right, give me 1 second. I need to get water. So I think I should have given Kentucky more damage command codes. Gone more gas, gas, gas. Farm Jade. I can't not even imagine the context of that. What shall we do now? I'm not doing Goetia a lot, I've done him a little bit, but just he's so RNG that I don't really want to bother right now. But none of these fights other than that are that good though. Like, these just don't have enough health. These should have like at least 600k, that'd be way better. I mean, I fucking beat Mordred with a Lancer for God's sakes. I mean, if you want me to try, say, we can. But I know for a fact, that's not gonna work. Cairo, what is going on? See if we can get Say to pop up. Oh, yep, Rex is right. I wonder if VR Mash works. So I wish that this fight, they either did it exactly like Story, where you get the 100% but only at Bond 10, or they had balls and they just removed the Bond thing entirely. Fuck it, make it a real fight. Remove the Bond thing entirely, no bonus damage at all. None of this 50% stuff we got. And then nobody gets counterclass damage. Like, no one gets counterclass damage. Make it a real... and then give them a break bar. Let's fucking go. Oh no, don't worry, Kath. I've got it set up where I don't hear Discord when I'm streaming, as normally. So yeah, I might need you to log in. I ain't getting shit here. Wait, do I not have you added? I'm not on your main? What the fuck? Oh, there you are. I'm so mad we got Asterios killed earlier. I mean, we won, but that was kind of saddening. Okay. Do I still have the team? We do. I guess Atlas? I don't know what else I would even do. You must not have very good command codes yet, because most of these command codes don't even work here. Yeah, give them 1,000,000 HP each health bar, no bond bonus, no counterclass damage. I do not think Sei could do this, even if she had the bond bonus. And the fact that it's halved, I don't think so. Call me a hater, Rex, but I don't see the value. Wait, I forgot to cast the star stuff. It doesn't matter. I literally don't even know why I bother. It's like, you don't get crit damage on the next turn. Let's see, she has battery on her first skill. Alright, she got the evade, yada yada. Okay, so this is one of the few times I would ever say this, but I hope Goetia triple quick charges. Not gonna happen, but that would actually be useful for her with the way her evade is. Okay, well, it's Zoomer time. Do I save our third skill? I think we do. So I guess I want to make stars. Please give me the quick up with that quick card. 1 and 3. Nope. We are gonna fucking die. Okay, we can get our NP. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the debuffs. Goetia, double quick charge into your NP. It'd be so helpful. Like, for God's sakes, just do it. Gas, gas, gas. I'm literally doing the Kyre crit chance first because of the command code. Because she'll clearly get the quick up, right? She got Art up. Damn it. Do it again! Goetia! No! Party's over. See, that is why night classes suck here. She almost got one shot by one attack. She only got hit one time. Like, it's so fucked. Well, I can remove the attack down. It's probably better in the long run, actually. Not much in the way of crits. We also got the Buster up. We've never gotten the quick up. Imagine trying to fight this thing with a Zoomer. Like, that was our pick. Fucking demon god, destroy everyone nonsense. And we're like, yeah, throw a selfie at it. We have 3 defense downs. So, almost, if we could have lived one more turn, Atlas would have been good, and we would have gotten our skill back, and then we could have done a lot more with that. So that's really sucks that we weren't able to do that. I could remove one of the defense downs and like some kind of miracle attempt where we think he like only attacks once. Fuck it, we might as well. I mean, why not? Goetia didn't put his hands up. Well, that didn't go very well. That didn't go over. I mean, to be fair, she's AoE in a night class. It's not like you expect her to win, but like, damn. The boomer won. Yep. Okay, what else do we want to see here? Well, I'm pretty sure he can do it. Wait, how does Alter Ego... I think they're advantaged somehow, but I don't remember how. Let me look this up. I can't remember. Let's see. Oh, they're not even listed. Are they just straight neutral? Neutral both ways? So actually, they're kind of disadvantaged. They're not as screwed as night classes, because night classes take double damage, but they're not really in that good a shape. Huh. So I guess it's because they were added to the game after. That's probably why. Well, let's stick with night classes just to kind of show how much of an uphill battle it is. What shall we use? Okay, we'll use Burgess because people keep asking for it, but I can't. I think she'll do worse than Sei. Well, I don't know. Maybe not that. She does have at least decent damage. Someone probably has a better Burgess than me, but I can at least control the command codes. Who did I give them to? Probably Kentucky. Wait, what, Arjuna? I missed something. What? Yeah, no, I'm not. Look, Sei. I'll use Sei. I'm not using Van Gogh. That's not happening. Right? No way. And like, I respect your dedication to Sei, right? But there's no respect for Van Gogh, right? There's no respect for that. That's not happening. If there was ever one servant I absolutely would not use in a solo, it would be Van Gogh. And now that I've said this, you know in the main story at some point they're going to force you to do it. And I'll be streaming, and everyone's going to laugh at me. And I'll die of shame. Wait, I have to actually equip the command codes. What am I doing here? Like they've made you use all kinds of random servants as supports before. Okay, let me think. I feel like fighting the the soft survival battle is almost futile. But that's like her shtick. Which is why she's bad here. What do I do then? I mean, I guess we still at least do Heal Plus. Heal Plus is just so much value with her. There's no reason to not at least do that. I guess I'll use the heal one, but I just don't think this is gonna amount to jack shit. Fuck, I'll do Star Bomb on the last one. We're desperate over here. We're so dead. We're so dead. The dream is she does better than Sei, I guess. But I don't know. She might not. It'll be close, I think. Just sending people off to their deaths right now. What a cruel fate. Wait, if I'm using my unit, I have to summon something. Fuck. I guess we just like replace like Curse Arm or something. Oh, I should give her the Yang CE because Sei was using the Yang CE. We gotta be fair about this. Don't worry guys, it only takes a few seconds to switch around the command codes. No big deal. What do I replace? I kind of want to replace this because I just feel like this is so futile. Futile, whatever. English. We will do... I guess we'll do the crit star one. I was thinking about the crit damage one, but we're probably not going to crit unless we have stars, so... Alright. So I'm gonna wrap up kind of soon, but I will do a bonus stream later for like Darkest Dungeon, but I'm gonna need a break to deal with like my allergies and everything. But we will do Darkest Dungeon later. is she gonna live long enough to do this? I mean, it's always the peak value, it's just... I don't know if we're actually gonna make it that far. I guess we'll try. Any chance of her to do anything impressive would use it. We keep trying to use it and it keeps failing though, so it'd be better off using default. One day, maybe he'll be playable. It almost happened. You know, they put in a victory line for him and a quest start line for him. Like, they were thinking about it. Overconfidence is indeed a slow and insidious killer. Okay. Yeah, all those stars do, because critting doesn't matter, is increase your NP gain in case Goetia doesn't do a quick attack. So I like how Goetia actually does more damage with his art card than his buster card, and it's because his art card is single target. They actually do different multipliers on them because of that. So although his buster card does hit hard, his art is the hardest hitting. Okay. Well, I have to do this right away. There's no sunlight here. I don't think I do survival of the fittest yet. I think we do it next turn. There's no buffs to remove, and I don't need to heal right now. It's probably not gonna matter, but although if I cast it now, it comes back a turn sooner. Which maybe some miracle, it'll come back before I die, but I don't think so. Okay, we'll do heal plus. Wait, though. So I want heal plus for my survival of the fittest next turn, but I also need to apply burn. But I need NP gain. Fuck, that's not good. I think the burn is more important. I mean, not necessarily. 500 health. 500 health versus more. Okay, I'll do this. Watch me die by 500 health. Let's hope not. Normally that doesn't happen. Oh my god, Goetia, what are you doing? Okay, so I am going to repeat what the game just said, and fuck you! Like, what the piece of shit? Yeah, I mean, just triple buster. It's fine. No, you don't need a buff or a quick attack or just triple busters. It's fine. I can put my clown makeup on now. So much RNG in this when you use night classes, man. Even the good ones. Remember when Goetia quick charged? That was a good time. Look at George talking like he's gonna do something. Also, where is my Phantom of the Opera animation update? Nobody slots Leo and JP. It feels bad, man. It's because George is overall just universally better for that, because in case the mob's like triple buff or something, his taunt lingers, so no one bothers. Even though Leo's class and such is better sometimes. Yeah, I'm actually gonna do it. No, we'll do it this way. Come on, give me that art crit. I just want the game. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, Goetia, don't be a dick. Hey, look, he quick charged. Alright, good start. I will take it. No sun. We're not Gwen. We're never living long enough for these to come back. There's just no fucking way. Well, she is gonna heal for a crap load here. Because we get the heal from the NP, and then we get survival of the fittest. So I wonder if you use that NP on like Tiamat or something bigger than Goetia, if you're not even bigger than them. I wonder if it works that way. Or if it like shrinks their model. No! Goetia! I wanted you to quick charge. Not that much. That's what I'm talking about with the RNG, by the way. Okay. Burgess just can't get a break. Imagine healing all that health back. And then Goetia just double quick charges. Hey, look, we actually lived. I'm shocked about that. It's not gonna fucking matter though. It's over. You finally learned how to deal with our bitches? Yeah, apparently. Only if they're a 9th class. Goetia. If I could have gotten my NP there, I could have healed again, and I might have been able to live there if I got lucky. Watch him double quick charge to just BM. Honestly, if he did not NP me there, I think she could have kept going a good bit longer, and she may well have been able to go around the wheel and get her skills back. So she could probably make it to maybe on a really good run. On a really good run, I could see her making it to like 800k, 900k, somewhere in there. And if she had the extra 50% damage up, she could probably make it to maybe 700k, maybe 650. Starting to really push it there. But I mean, that's respectable, all things considered, for her not having hard survival. Samson can solo this, but I don't know if he can do it with the lower bond thing that we have. And when it comes down to cavalry classes, if you just get lucky enough, most of them can do it because they just have they do so much more damage and they take so much less. I should probably wrap up though. We'll do more Goetia tomorrow. We barely touched it, but we'll get in there and do more Goetia tomorrow. What I'll do is tomorrow, because I wasn't really ready for this today. I'll remove all of my invites, right? And at the start of the stream, we'll have people. I'll say whatever you want me to use against Goetia, put it in your alt slot, right? And I'll have my ult account set up and my main account, and then so we'll have a decent amount of units to try. So just whatever you want, to be used, just put it in the alt slot, right? So we'll do that tomorrow. So I'm gonna take a break. I'll probably stream it again in like 40 minutes or so, and I'll play some Darkest Dungeon, and then we'll absolutely play this tomorrow, and we'll do more Goetia stuff. And I don't know, maybe we'll get some anniversary news soon. But I know the big stream's not for a little longer, but they've been doing a little bit of information here and there, so maybe we get something. Anyway, boys, thank you for hanging out. Let's see if it's like Cairo streaming or something. If he is, I'll rate him. I'll be making the video though. Okay, no, he's not. Shut up, Twitch. Okay, well, I'll be back in like 40 minutes, and so I'll just kill the stream here. Peace out, everybody.